Oh, it's a wonderful thing.
This match in the 1999 AFL Premiership season proudly brought to you by AAMI, Cadbury, Mitre 10, Ultra Tune and Sip and Save.
When you hear the siren, well, you know the party's on. We're gonna rock the world. Yeah, let's light it up. Gonna make you feel alright. We're gonna rock the world. Rock the world.
Once again, you've got the best seat in the house as Sunday football continues right here on 7. Good afternoon and welcome from Football Park in South Australia. Round 5 continues in a big game for the home side. The Adelaide Crows currently at 2-2. An even bigger game for their opposition, the Sydney Swans. They're at 1-3. All the action coming up shortly on this Anzac Day.
Which rally car has won the World Drivers' Championship for the last 3 years? Which rally car has also won the 1998 Manufacturers' Championship? And which rally car uses this experience in the production of its road car? The answer, the Lancer.
Fishing for a bargain? Well, hook up with your nearest Bunnings store for the lowest prices every day. Dustpan and brush, $2.50. 6x8 foot polytart, $4. A Zito 12-volt cordless drill, $69. 25-litre green grub potting mix, $2.50. Nelson light globes, 45 cents each. And if you happen to find an identical product at a cheaper price elsewhere, we won't just match it, we'll beat it by 5%. Lowest prices are just the beginning.
I went to bed with a guy, partly because he had it was big. A confession she'll regret.
He has these little video cameras in the confessional.
Monday on Alley.
A teenage girl with a serious condition. 2 doctors with different opinions.
The operation could cure and it could kill her or leave her paralyzed.
An outcome that could go either way.
What am I meant to do?
All Saints, Tuesday on 7.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are young and free. With golden sun and wealth of child, our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts, of beauty rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance of square fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing advance of square.
40,000 fans and an emotional moment on this Anzac Day as the Sydney Swans go into a huddle. So to the Adelaide Crows. We've got the toss about to take place in the centre of the ground. And it looks as though the toss has been won by Sydney. Going to the right of screen, so Mark Bickley and the Adelaide Crows going away to the left. Nice to welcome Kevin Bartlett and Dougie Hawkins, two of the game's greats, to Football Park this afternoon. Gentlemen, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Sandy. Looking forward to a fantastic game. Of course, Sydney last week, that wonderful performance in the second half to overrun North Melbourne. And Adelaide coming off a bit of a belting up there in Brisbane, so something to prove to the home crowd today. And I just thought the crowd was just absolutely fantastic during that Anzac Day ceremony, without anyone yelling out or screaming and saying silly things. Just tremendous respect shown by the crowd here at Football Park.
Who are you tipping, KB? Who do you like in this one?
I'm tipping the Crows.
Sandy Roberts?
I think the Crows will be very strong. The Sydney side have had problems here ever since Rodney Eade took over, although he's had some good wins. They were absolutely belted, I think, in his first game as senior coach by something like 90 points. The following year was almost as bad.
And we see Ben Hart on screen there. And also Ben Hart, of course, last year I thought was just about the best player on the ground in the grand final. We also had a glimpse a few moments ago of Brett James, who is a real playmaker for the Adelaide side. I know many people now, with Collingwood's poor form, suggesting why he ever left Magpie Land.
And Stuart Maxfield last week was absolutely brilliant for the Swans, particularly in that second half. And we all remember that goal over his shoulder that gave them the victory, and he was brilliant. Rowan Wolf was outstanding too last week. Ex-teammate of mine back in '95 from Fitzroy. He's been in terrific form. As a matter of fact, Rodney Eade said during the week that he is leading their best and first. That's how well he's going, Rowan Wolf.
Yes, he's been in outstanding form, and another man who's shown outstanding form for many, many years is our boundary rider, Neil Curley. Welcome, Curls.
Thank you, Sandy. Well, it promises to be a great game. I see Sydney will have to do well in the big man department today. They're very thin in that area, and also their forwards against a very tight, mean Crows defence. But likewise, the Crows are struggling to kick goals as well, so I see a very tough game. Crows just.
Right, Curls, good luck to the young boys making their debut today. It's a special moment for them, and one of them is charging in now to try and get first touch of that football. Wasn't to be. Keep an eye on Darren Creswell too. He's been in outstanding form as well for Sydney as they go charging forward through Kelly. Up towards the 50, and Adam Goods takes the mark. Still a long way from home. Goods looks to go short. He's got Schwass on the 50. Wayne Schwass kicking from 55 metres. These conditions are absolutely ideal today. No excuse whatsoever for not seeing a grand contest, and the first score of the day is rushed through by Nigel Bassett. There's Leo Barry, and this is Ben Hart coming back into the lineup. Wonderful player. Veteran now of some 163 games. He finds Rashudo in the back pocket. Looks up towards centre wing. A couple of options there. Pittman is his target. Please provides this ball. Out the back is Tyson Edwards. Promising now for the Adelaide Crows. Edwards kicks to half forward. 1-2 grabs by Stevens. Not going to be paid. Play on is the call. Stevens goes again. Had it and then lost it. The handboss has surged forward. All pressure on this defence, and it's Andrew Dunkley led the way but then lost it. Look out. Here's McLeod. 40 metres out. He bends it back, but not nearly enough, and it's out of bounds on the pull.
Dangerous signs there, Doug, with McLeod getting his hands on the ball early.
Yeah, certainly, KB. Just a couple of matchups here. Paul Kelly has been picked up by Kane Johnson. Stuart Maxwell's playing on the half-forward flank, picked up by Mark Rashudo. And Michael O'Loughlin playing at full forward, been picked up by Nathan Bassett.
And Nix goes short and finds Dunkley. Just been a fantastic defender. Just floats one to Rowan Wharf. Now the whistle has gone, and the ball is being brought back. That was big raps that you gave on Rowan Wharf before the start of the game there, Doug, that he'd be leading their best and fairest this year.
It come from the coach, KB, yeah.
He was an unsung player when he joined the Sydney Swans. Dunkley takes his time, tries to pick out a play on the outer side of the ground, taken away by Bennett. The youngster started his career with the Cats. Kicks down towards the half-forward line. Bassett just ambles to the ball. Kelly's there. Great tackle. Put on Bickley. Another wonderful tackle by O'Loughlin. And they'll have to do plenty of that today. with Kelly and O'Loughlin. Very strong on the forward line. We see the bench there for the Adelaide Crows. Smart, Burton, Golding and Gallagher. For Adelaide, it's very rare that we see Nigel Smart changing on the interchange bench. Pittman, hands on the ball. Kane Johnson again all tied up. Still on centre wing and the whistle is gone. And the free kick will go to the Crows. And the skipper, Bickley, will take it.
Matthew Golding is one of those players making his debut today. 18-year-old from Glenelg. We wish him well. Bickley kicks back towards the centre wing. Feast unable to take it for Sydney. Picked up by Jason Saddington. Bends it back towards half forward. Goods wanted a kind bounce, didn't get it. Bassett pushes towards the line, going close to the boundary line and over for a throw-in with Wayne Schwartz.
And just a couple of the matchups too, boys. Rowan Wolf has the job on Jarman. Nix has got McLeod, and Costa's got Creswell.
Curls on the boundary line.
Yes, Sandy, even at this early stage, there's a definite lack of spark in the Crows' movement. There's just no life.
Pittman trying to push down in front. Saddington shoved off the ball by Kane Johnson, close to the line as he finds Eccles. Another throw-in.
Kills, I haven't seen Nigel Smart start on the interchange bench before.
He has spent time there, but you're right, he's never started there.
Well, not good signs if they're not showing any spark at this stage of the first quarter. That's when you'd think it'd be more than evident. Russell has a chance to send Sydney forward. He gets it off to Wayne Schwartz. Wants to get onto that left foot with a worm burner to O'Loughlin. Directly in front, Michael O'Loughlin. Coming back into the side, and maybe this will be his 100th career goal. He's sitting on 99 at the moment. This for the first of the afternoon. Directly in front, kicking from just on 50. A deliberate approach for O'Loughlin, going close to the man on the mark, but he gets the distance, and he gets the accuracy.
From the Big Apple comes a first-class thriller.
There was a palace that was a city.
It started with a shooting.
Caught in a 6-year-old child.
Whose bullet was it? Then the search for their killers uncovered the dirt.
I reckon someone just killed himself. That's all I want to know.
Al Pacino.
Fight back!
John Cusack.
5 people are dead.
Bridget Fonda.
Your information is worth nothing unless I can bring a witness.
Corruption, lies, murder, and that's just the beginning.
I'm looking for an answer.
City Hall, tonight on 7.
Michael O'Loughlin, All-Australian 2 years ago. And a key to Sydney with certainly no Stafford playing, and Tony Lockett. Pittman thumps the ball towards centre half forward. Robin with strength gives it off to Jarman. Quick kick inside 50. They need a lucky bounce. Bond had it. Back to Tyson Edwards. Rockets the ball back to Kane Johnson. Quick snap across the face of goal. Taken here by Stevens and bangs it through.
Well, here it is. The next generation Magna.
Impressive.
There's more drive ahead and legroom than Falcon. And plenty of space for the whole family. And the new 3.5-litre V6 generates the same power as the Commodore's 3.8. So, technology, security, space, and power. When you think about it, choosing any other family car would be, illogical.
New Magna 3.5, the next generation. It is Mitsubishi.
And the Crows first. They're down by a point as we go back into the middle. Feast with a long run up onto Pittman. Neither gets a decisive clear bell. Tyson away. It's a high ball up towards Robin at half forward. He was probably 2 back. Bennett was there and so too Luff. And it's the latter who takes the mark. Troy Luff gives it on to Darren Creswell. Been a prolific ball getter. He finds Wayne Schwartz on centre wing up to Rowan Warp. Has got to keep going now. The Sydney side. Warp gets it across to Russell. That's a poor hand pass. Prosciutto tries to chop it off. Now Tyson Edwards gets ridden into the ground. Picked up again and kicked up towards half forward. Straight back onto the chest of Wayne Schwartz. Little untidy passage. It finishes with Creswell. Now Luff to centre wing. Some holding on McLeod. No, said the umpire, but the fans and the members don't like it. Umpires today are Matthew James, Scott McLaren and Mark McKenzie. So a bounce on centre wing. Feast and Pittman almost flattening the umpire. Gives Feast a go at it. Picked up by Tyson. Dougie likes those sort of things. Kicks in towards Robert. He toe-pokes it towards the forward line. Needs support. Has got to give a little ground. Tyson Edwards does it nicely on the boundary line. Tries to flick it back. The hand pass is shot back to Robert. He shows Bennett a little bit of football and says, I'm heading for home. And he is, but he's away to the left with another behind.
I tell you what, Wayne Swats is playing brilliantly so far in this game. He looks like he's just running loose, and these are the conditions that suits a player like Wayne Swats, because when he gets the ball, his disposal is absolutely first class.
Swats to bring the ball back into play for the Swans. Such an important position to set up play from the kick out. Takes his time. Kicks the ball wide. He's looking for Dunkley. He's got Robert to beat from behind. Dunkley very strong in front. Creswell, the playmaker, couldn't take it. Costa goes short. Great kick, great vision. Finds Stevens. Well, he was a forward at North Melbourne, but in the finals last year and during the course of last year, Doug, they played him in defence.
Yeah, they certainly did. Only bloody 3 weeks ago, he played on Nick Holland out at Waverley. Did a terrific job playing at centre-half back, so he has got the ability to go both ends, KB. You said it right.
Malcolm Blight not trying to bob up with different players at full forward. Stevens going for his second goal from just inside 50. The crowd will tell the story. Through for a behind. So no excitement from behind the goals. The Crows in front by a point. Nicks. Plenty of outriders for the Crows. And Sydney keen to set it up here at Football Park.
Yeah, Paul Kelly's gone now into the goal square, being picked up by Mark Bickley.
Again, the ball was directed towards Dunkley. Robert, his opponent, read it well. Kicks the ball wide. This is great vision again. And finds Eccles.
Andrew Eccles has been in very good form. Just goes short to Rashudo. Tight opening. Feeling out from both sides as Rashudo heads in towards full forward, some big flies. And at the front was Adam Goods. Lot resting on his shoulders today. Here's O'Loughlin. And that's a very disappointing kick straight to McLeod. This could be very costly. He's got Kane Johnson at half forward. Johnson can go into the pocket. If the kick was good, it would have been fine. At the back is Jarman, who can keep it in play. Eventually out of bounds on the full. Some respite for Sydney and Wayne Schwartz. Schwartz has got a player downfield, so he's quick to move it on. This is Bomford. He looks up towards O'Loughlin, and he takes a fine mark.
He looks sharp, Doug.
Yeah, he certainly does, KB. His kick before was a shocker.
Came back into it last week, a little slow to get going, but he's certainly alive and well today. And here's a big opportunity for Sydney. Tucked right in the pocket. Kelly almost tried to sock off the ground. He's the danger man in that area. He's still got it, the captain. Kelly shoots towards goal, and he has put it through.
Ci tengo la mia macchina, sai, è proprio un amore. Capirai, quindi, mi è venuto quasi un attacco cardiaco quando ha cominciato a fare bang, bang, bang. L'ho portato subito oltre Ciune e il meccanico mi ha detto che si trattava del timing. Hanno fatto la diagnosi, me l'hanno aggiustata e non mi hanno fatto pagare mica tanto, sai. Oltre Ciune, brava gente. I speak my language.
What a matchup, the two skippers, Bickley versus Kelly. 13 times these two sides have met, 8-5 in favour of Adelaide. But interesting, Doug, here at Football Park, it's 3-3. Goods in the ruck, taken by Costa. It's a good start by Sydney, coming off their big win over North Melbourne. McLeod drills it, finds Tyson Edwards, 55 metres out. Stevens is on the lead. Going short is Jarman. And Mr. Magic's got it.
Centre clearance again there, KB, with Pittman getting his hand to the football, but just clean disposal by the Adelaide Crows. I reckon put away your glasses, this bloke don't miss too many.
Well, a couple of weeks ago, against St Kilda, didn't have a possession in the first half. Touched the ball 3 times for 3 goals, so he generally can convert. This to put the Crows in front by a point. Jarman. Just across the face of goal. And through for a minor score.
Give him a rap, they do it every time.
He started on target.
Stevens on, KB.
So Johnny Stevens off the interchange bench. Can be very important player for the Swans with his running and long penetrating kicks.
Fosdyke came off the ground.
Young Fosdyke. Eccles has the ball thumped away. Swash has been handy early in this first term. Tumbles it towards the boundary line. Kelly and Bickley. Let's go down to the boundary. They look any better to your Curls?
No, not much, but Malcolm Blight has made a change, which I thought had to come. Bassett on O'Loughlin wasn't working. Bassett's gone back, and I think now Goodwin has O'Loughlin.
Yeah, let me just correct this. It's Feast that came off the ground, not Fosdyke.
Trouble with your F's, Dougie. No problems for the Crows, though. They go up towards Stevens again. Belted clear of him. Bennett comes away for Sydney. Kicks back towards the middle. Here's Johnny Stevens. Just come onto the ground. Pokes it to Stewie Maxwell. Sensational last week. Maxwell down towards the half-forward line. Not a good kick, although Lachlan may be able to tidy up. He can't. In fact, it's going to be the Crows through Costner. Get it wide to Bickley. Sneaks away from Kelly. Kick under pressure is wide. Too wide for James and out of bounds. Temperature in the low 20s, sunny day, very few high white clouds in the sky. Magnificent Anzac Day here in Adelaide. Pittman over the top. Just pushes to the line in front of Creswell and Co, and they'll do it again.
Pretty small forward line here for the Swans. They're going to rely on Leo Barry certainly to take the marks up around their half-forward line, and John Stevens has been brought on the ground to probably give him some marking options as well.
Goods and Pittman. Creswell may come over the top and pluck it. And he does, but Costa will keep it in play for Adelaide. Goes back towards centre wing. We're going to see most of the play, no doubt. James, a good tackle, but Creswell is pretty quick. His hand pass over goes astray. Prosciutto might make him pay. He gives away a beauty. This is dangerous again as the pass goes into half-forward. Stevens is a real focal point. He leaves it away, and the kick in towards full forward. It wobbles. It bounces. And it bounces into the woodwork for 1 try.
There was great vision there by Mark Prosciutto. The handball probably went about 25 metres. As far as I know, probably a short kick. But that there, I thought Jarman certainly maybe couldn't even pick that ball up. He wanted to see the ball arrive through the goals, and his decision was probably at the end, probably the wrong one to make.
You would have thought that McLeod would have drilled that, though, Doug.
Kicked it badly up his foot.
It's a couple of poor kicks. McPherson Marks playing game number 50 today from the half-back line. Got Goods, the youngster from Horsham, already a Norwich Rising Star nominee this year. Impressive young player. They're sharing the ball around Creswell, averaging 28 possessions a game. For the running Matthews, down to the half-forward line. This is great play and finds Kelly. To Stevens, make that Saddington, outside of 50. O'Loughlin. Take it, knocks it Fortune Goodwin, off hands. Kicks the ball wide, defensive kick, looking for the boundary line. Crouch, sets it up. Back to Kelly. Great play that time by Bickley. He's pinched it. Then kicks into Creswell. Again, Saddington, can he set it up? Shuffles the ball out wide. Nicks the runner through the centre square. Looks for Maxfield. Quick hands to Swash. Wants to go short. Finds Leo Barry.
Well, we mentioned before, Wayne Swash's disposal is first class. But gee, must be a lot of pressure out there because a lot of blokes making a lot of mistakes by hand and by foot.
Goes very, very short back to Swash. Barely 10 metres.
This bloke will get the distance. Don't you worry about this.
He's just kicked the one goal for the season. 55 metres out. Big bomb to the square. It's gone right to the line.
Jaggers Creek Sparkling, $8.99. Pounds of West End Export, $23.99.
Get him in here fast.
Johnny Walker Red,
$26.99. Plus you got a chance to win a trip to Scotland.
Jaggers Creek wine,
$7.99.
Buy two and get a free ticket to Message in a Bottle.
If you like to sip and you want to save, you can't go past your local Sip and Save.
Wayne Schwartz gets his first goal. Sydney sneak 9 points clear. Goods is on the ball, but he's beaten in the centre by Pittman. Can't whip it out of the middle. It's taken by Russell. Kicks down towards the forward line. Caven chops it on. Fine defender. Hand pass is okay. Up towards centre wing. There's plenty of holding on there. Pittman eventually in frustration rustle to the ground. And Goods is going to get the ball. Adam Goods is between half-back and centre wing. The Stevens lead is ignored. Instead, he looks towards Barry. Hart is right there with him. He's popped it over the top. Down to the cruiser. Jarman. Hambles down the flank as only Jarman can and spears it into half forward. 3 or 4 get a touch. Bomford can't take it cleanly. They pounce upon him. The pressure on now. Bomford went flying over the top. There's going to be a free kick going the way of the Crows. And it's going to be taken by Costa. 55 metres out. He's concerned that he can't make the distance. He pops it up into the square, looking for a big mark or some exciting crummers. Ross comes steaming through. He gets it to Stevens. Stevens goes for goal, and he's had an exciting first quarter.
Recalling those who fought for freedom and those who fell in battle. Our cameras will capture the true Aussie spirit of remembrance at this year's Anzac Day March on 7 Nightly News at the special Anzac Day time of 5:35 tonight.
On Today Tonight, the nightmare neighbour.
They'll have me as a pain in the side forever.
Driving an Adelaide family crazy.
How much do you put up with?
Stopping them selling their house.
We'll have to pass it in.
They can't sell and they can't stay. 6:30 Monday.
The centre bounce is going to be so important. Pittman, of course, much bigger man than young Goods. But Goods with a great leap. We saw that against North Melbourne when he went into the ruck when Stafford went down. He did a mighty job just in his first season of AFL football. We'll have a tough task today. Wharf through the centre square, kicks the ball wide. McPherson out in front, got manhandled by Bassett. Got the mark. Barry in front of Hart. Too much carry on the ball. Risciuto to Pittman. They work hard out of defence. Caught in 2 minds. Risciuto floats it across the half-forward line, sets it up for Crouch. A chance for the Swans. 65 metres out, goes short and finds Saddington. A poor kick by Risciuto.
Certainly to his standards, I mean, he's got the ability to certainly use the ball a lot better than that Mark Risciuto. Probably the option could have probably came back to this other side of the ground instead of going out there to no one to kick to. So his decision-making then by Mark Risciuto was the wrong one and could be very costly.
So young Saddington, one of the young guns for the Sydney Swans. They're building their team around from 35 metres out. Has missed.
Girls.
Yes, it's quite obvious, Sandy. The Swans haven't got a big tall up forward. They're not going to blaze it in. They're going to run and chip the ball and work, and their forwards will be working very hard. And at this stage, they are really throwing the Crows' defence out of position.
Hart brings it back into play, but that ball is also going to drop short, and Daniel McPherson takes the mark. As KB said, celebrating his half-century today. Goes short to Goods, who kicks close to the man on the mark, but he kicks it high and long in towards O'Loughlin. One grab, one hand, couldn't complete the mark. They rip it to the ground. Hart tries to sneak out the back door and is successful. Gets away from Leo Barry. Pokes it towards centre wing, but Jason Saddington leads Andrew Eccles and Kim Costa in the race. Over the top, he wanted Creswell. He got a fickle bounce. He's able to lock it up. And there will be a ball up on that outer side in front of the small scoreboard that sees Adelaide down by 4 points.
I just reckon at the moment the Crows don't get much run out of their back line. A lot of their players are playing very, very tight. I reckon Nigel Smart is the guy who ignites that sort of run, so he could be an option to come onto the ground and go half back and give him plenty of run.
Another whistle. Will come back, and the Crows will take it on that half-back flank. Mark Stevens has been their sole contributor at the moment. As James waits on that ball, whilst for Sydney, Schwass, Kelly and O'Loughlin all have goals. Brett James on half-back. To centre wing and a big pack of players. Peter Caven was in front of it. Johnny Stevens struggling to keep it in play. I don't think really wanted to, and Kim Costa not appreciating the close attention paid to him by Darren Pressman. Over the line, so another throw-in. Full house here at Football Park. Close on 40,000 as Pittman slaps it with the right hand, but taken away as Kelly. Captain Courageous spears it into Wayne Schwartz. Comes across the ground again. to the 50-gamer. That's okay. McPherson shows courage in front of the hound. Plays on to Schwartz. Again caught on the right boot. That's okay. Russell back to Schwartz. This time he's on the left. 75 out. A long bomb. O'Loughlin has to use the body from the back. Fisted down the front towards Tyson. Under pressure but gets the hand pass away. Now an opportunity for the Crows through Goodwin to sneak clear. Comes back towards half-back. Hart had to beat three of them. Beast is back on the ground. Wobbly old punt kick goes down towards half-forward. Tyson Edwards takes the hand pass. Gets it back again. They chip to Rashudo and he takes the mark on half-back. 4 points down, Adelaide.
Simon Goodwin's been terrific on 2 occasions now. Michael Lachlan one-on-one, and he's done a pretty good job, so he's been pretty good on Lachlan.
The Roo goes short. That last kick of his wouldn't have done his confidence a world of good. Caven goes across to the outer side of the ground to the man that Doug Hawkins was talking about in Goodwin. He chips in towards Johnson. Couldn't pick it up on the hard volley. That was lackadaisical, to say the least. Jared Crouch might make him pay because he's got Johnny Stevens inside 50. That was very Sunday afternoonish, wasn't it, boys?
Yeah, very lazy, Kane Johnson on occasion. Didn't really bend right down to pick the football. I think Curls are spot on. I mean, I did mention Leo Barry and John Stevens being brought on to give them some marching off them, but certainly when they come forward, they are going short.
Stevens to make the margin 10 points. Goes close to the man on the mark again and going for a bit of extra distance to way to the left. Three plays 2-4.
2 wasted opportunities there for Sydney. Johnny Stevens and Jason Saddington missing set shots. Bassett bring the ball back into play for the Crows. Good start by the Swans. No wasting opportunities. They lead by 5 points. Pittman in front, got his hands on the Sharon. Johnson at ground level. Fine young player. He's played 2 great grand finals. Costa rattles the ball to Eccles. From centre wing, the Crows into attack. Stevens again is going to be the target. And on a very long lead, he's got it. Causing Dunkley some problems.
He is. Yeah, KB, you're dead right. A little bit quick for Dunkley, particularly over the 10 metres. He's a very fast player over 10 metres.
So going for his 3rd goal, Mark Stevens.
I'll tell you what, KB, they've got to pick up Wayne Swats. He's had 10 kicks so far in this game. You've got to watch him a bit tighter, I think.
From right on 50. Plenty of distance, no accuracy, and through for a behind.
A lot has been taken from the ground now. Scotty Russell's on. John Stevens off the ground as well. A double change. Jared Bennett on the ground with Scott Russell.
Well, that's an interesting one because O'Loughlin may be hurt, but he looks dangerous down there, Michael O'Loughlin. Yeah. Curls might be able to check on that for us, but it just seems that unless they think that he can't see out the game because of his interrupted preparation. So the Swans. Again, Goods does well. Got a hand to the ball. James, the playmaker, into the pocket. It's a great kick, and again, Stevens comes out. Looking very dangerous this time over the line, but a free kick is being paid. We'll go down to Curls as well.
Yeah, Loughlin's okay. I think what they're doing, they're interchanging their forward line because they are asking their forwards to lead hard and work hard. And I think, Hawks, you are right. There's not too many backmen wanting to run off because Caven's only played half a game in 8 weeks, and it's a very hot day down here, so I think they're saving their juice.
And young Bennett's gone to full forward.
Yeah, you're right, KB. Bit more height.
So Mark Stevens from 35 metres out, tight angle. Again, he's missed the opportunity. Minor score.
He's kicked 2 goals too now, Mark Stevens, causing enormous problems down there with Dunkley. Maybe a change could be made here by Ron Yeed to probably get a better matchup.
Matthew Nix brings it back into play. He's got Stewie Maxfield at halfback. 3-point margin in a tight opening quarter here at Football Park. Maxfield goes to the outer side. Now McLeod is waiting down in front. This could be very dangerous. Stevens again. He can amble into goal here. He's only going to be accurate. Well, he went to go short and he's given it straight to his opponent in Andrew Dunkley. Will shovel it towards the line. Does get it out now. Off he goes to Maxfield, who sticks away from Stevens, who'll be ruining that decision. Jason Saddington, some fancy work, then comes inside to Wayne Schwartz. As Dougie said, he's been a prolific ball getter in this first quarter. 10 kicks, and another possession there with the hand pass. Rowan Wolf, the bald one, kicks towards centre wing. Kelly's there. Paul Kelly thought about going into the middle. Now looks more directly towards home. Bennett is out on a long lead, and he does well. He's still a long way out. He's got Goods down in the forward line, Barry down in the forward line lurking. He certainly won't make the distance, but he'll centre it towards those players. Goods is one of the flyers. Waiting down in front was James, coming through strongly as hard. If a little awkwardly. Lost it to James. That's okay. Who gives it to Pittman? Off to Beckley. The Crows out of trouble. To the outer side of Kate Johnson. Johnson can bounce his way down towards centre wing as the Crows try and set something up in the closing stages of this first quarter. Robran. Another one over the top to Costa. They're getting there now. Jarman, the cruiser, in towards the pocket. This is going to be a big ask for the Roo. He's caught and he's pinged. Loses the ball. Wolf comes away for Sydney.
So Sydney under pressure in defence. They do it well. Wolf had a terrific start to the season. Finds Luff through the centre square. Time clock ticking away. Nearly lost the balance. Creswell rockets the ball back. A good 25-metre hand pass. Matthews thumps the ball back towards centre forward. Here comes Goods. Beckley too good. Ends a very entertaining first term, which sees Sydney leading by 3 points, 3-3-21 to Adelaide, 2-6-18. Bickley on screen is due with Paul Kelly. Has been a highlight of the opening quarter, but the chipping around of the Sydney Swans has caused a little bit of trouble for the Adelaide Crows.
Yeah, it certainly has. I just think it's a perfect day for football, and disposal at times on both sides have been pretty ordinary. It's been some good football, as you said, KB, but some of the decision-making on both sides, particularly with the handball, has been absolutely shocking.
So quarter time here at Football Park, and just a 3-point margin. Goal kickers for Adelaide. There's only one, Mark Stevens. He's kicked there too. Schwartz, Kelly and O'Loughlin have goals for Sydney. It's a 3-point ball game with Sydney leading.
Good afternoon. Coming up in 7 Nightly News at 5:35, half-time in the footy. A dangerous rescue mission south of the city to save a bushwalker who's fallen over a cliff. A diary left behind by one of the Columbine High killers details the shootout plan. Another nail bomb ripped through part of London. And how did Australia celebrate Anzac Day? Those stories plus sport and the holiday weather outlook for you at 5:35.
How can a humble spud help thousands of seriously ill children? Come to McDonald's during McHappy Month and 10 cents from Australia's favourite large fries goes to help our small fry.
Fly in for new winter fashions at Peter Shearer for fashionable Melton blazers, new season sports coats, and a full range of trousers. Peter Shearer winter fashions, well worth the trip.
What's this? Special occasion?
Very special.
What's so special?
Oh, beef, fresh vegetable pieces, perfect al dente pasta.
I know the soup's special. What's so special about tonight?
The kids are sleeping at your dad's.
Oh.
So, this is what you get up to when I'm not here. Soup.
The sponsors of the mighty Camry Crows are hot to go. It's a hot start to the season with the hottest April sale ever. With Toyota Starlet, just $13,990 drive away. With hot-to-go deals on Corolla, CSI, Seeker or Sedan. You won't score a hotter deal. $19,990 drive away with air. All Toyotas are hot to go, but only till April 30 at your South Australian Toyota dealer.
It's April showers time again, and it's really raining. Raining bargains at Truscott Hi-Fi. Down come the prices on this sharp twin-lens camcorder 40 times digital zoom at $400 off. This GE 34cm TV at $30 off. This JVC 6-head stereo VCR is $100 off. This Kenwood 405 watts 3-disc Hi-Fi is $200 off. Plus, you'll be right as rain with Adelaide's lowest prices with up to 24 months interest-free terms. Come to Truscott's this April, but you better bring your brolly.
Got something to sell? Why hang around all day waiting for the phone to ring when Cash Converters will pay you instant cash for any items of value you no longer want or need?
instant cash for your unwanted goods. Another reason why Cash Converters is a better way to sell and a great place to shop.
We were just looking around for this house for so long, and when we finally found it, it was just a miracle. And I knew that this house was the one. And you know, standing there at that auction, we were so nervous. I just didn't know if we were going to get it or not. And we thought, oh, we're not the only ones. And yeah, I've never been to an auction before.
Oh, congratulations. Sydney could well have been further ahead here at quarter time, and Rocket has plenty to say to some of his charges. He realised how important this game is after getting on the board last week after being 48 points down. Well, they could have been further ahead here, 3-3-21 to Adelaide, 2-6-18.
The 1999 Coca-Cola AFL Premiership season proudly brought to you by Telstra, making life easier. The McDonald's Footy Burger, the double quarter pounder with cheese, Victoria Bitter for a hard-earned thirst, and the new Mitsubishi Magna 3.5, the next generation.
Let's go down to the boundary line with Neil Curley as George Stone of Sydney. Curl.
Yeah, thank you, Sandy. Well, George, a pretty good start.
Yeah, good start. We expected a hard contest early, but yeah, we're happy with our start so far.
Game plan obvious, moving the ball around short, particularly going forward.
Oh, we like to keep a lot of run up. We haven't got a lot of tools, so why not run?
Okay, all the best. Thank you, Sandy.
Short and sweet and very simple. George Stone of the Sydney Swans chatting there with Curls. Second quarter gets underway. Sydney leading by 3 points. Feast back on the ball and hoping to have such one against Pittman, but not to be at the moment. Knocked down. Tyson couldn't get a clean fist at it. Picked up by Kane Johnson. He gives it away now. Here's a chance for Eccles to go long. Is that touched on the line? No! A long bomb to start the second quarter. And Andrew Eccles may have thought for a moment could have been touched, but not to be. KB or Dougie.
Yeah, no doubt that's a start they certainly wanted, the Adelaide Crows. Pittman getting first use of the ball. Youngwood has been very good in the ruck. I thought he's done a terrific job so far, but that was great play there by Kane Johnson. Quick hands, got it across to Eccles, and a great goal for the Crows.
Crows in front by 3 points. Just took 25 seconds to get that first goal of the second quarter on the board. Feast in the ruck, taken away by McLeod. It's dangerous if he gets his hands on the ball. Jarman, and that time by Wharf, also caught one high. Rowan Wharf started his career with Fitzroy, and it really starting to make his mark and finding his niche in defence with Sydney. Be interesting to see if the Crows can put a little bit more pressure on Sydney with their short passing around the ground. Kicks long, Goods makes good ground. He's a fine young player. He's been asked to do a lot so far in his very short career. So the youngster from Horsham goes short and finds Matthews. Played 4 games in '97. No senior games at all last year. So gets his chance. Under Rodney Eade. Swass. This is his 11th kick. Winning a lot of the ball. No one seems to be picking him up. Matthews, short. So Sydney sticking with their game plan. Using the ball, waiting for the option. And in no hurry to kick it. The crowd is getting restless at Football Park as Matthews kicks back inside 50. Again in front was O'Loughlin. Eccles just kicked the last goal. Now defending, kicks the ball wide. Punched over by Scotty Russell. And in fact,
ricocheted, I think, over
off the boot.
Yep.
Russell. Looking for O'Loughlin. Oh, he's got it. A bit of magic. Quick snap. Bounces wrong side of the post and through for behind.
I tell you, I'm just watching Wayne Swass once again. As you said, KB, he's had 11 kicks. He's absolutely running amok here. No one from the Adelaide Crows want to put their hand up and pick him up. You've got to pick him up. Simple as that. Pick him up.
You're getting frustrated, Doug.
Oh, well, I should be a coach.
Oh, look at that. A towering torp down towards the centre from LaRue. Tyson gives chase on Russell and he gets him. Still free to Pittman. The Crows go steaming through in the centre of the ground towards Robert. He's 65 metres out. He looks down towards Stevens. Stevens offers the lead. The pass is on. He's if he can get clear. He backpedals a little to Montfort, then comes to Wayne Schwartz, who picks up another possession.
Here he is again, Doug.
Yeah.
Who's on him, Doug? To the left half forward, Kelly can't take it. And finishes over the line.
I can't tell you, Sandy and KB, because I've got no idea, because no one picked him up.
Perhaps Curls can. Curls.
It's quite obvious. They're just going to chip around, and if the Crows players are too lazy, there'll be loose Swans players everywhere.
Pittman trying to go out the back door towards Eccles. Did that nicely. His proppy hand pass made it a little difficult for Johnson. Got flat, but he did manage to get his kick. Russell takes the hand pass. That's okay. Coming from Nix in towards Saddington. Beaten for it on this occasion by Bassett. He persists, as all Bassett do.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the Scotty Russell kick really got Jason Saddington absolutely killed on that occasion. Missed his target. I don't think he even seen Bassett come along then.
In the middle of the ground, 2 points the margin. Adelaide leads. Feast beaten by Pittman. Schwartz, yet another kick down towards half forward. The bouncing ball just about eludes them all. Delightful turning by Bickley, maybe one too many. Rashido comes in over the top, and there'll be a ball up. Here's the Roo. Game number 133. Just inside 50. Pittman again outpointing Goods. Bassett taken off it. Kelly, some holding on. It's going away the Crows. Tyson gives it to his teammate in Bassett, who goes to the outer side. Kane Johnson needs it to sit badly. Jared Crouch gives chase. He goes over the top of Maxfield. From one number 11 to another. Joel gives it away. Look out. Costa. Back from whence it started. That's Kane Johnson into a Jarman. 60 out. Wants the short pass. James has dropped into the hole, and he'll have a shot at goal.
Yeah, good football by the Adelaide Crows. Kane Johnson, just great vision there. Kicked the ball across his body. And it's very, very hard to do that. That was a brilliant pass there across to Jarman. And Jarman, once again, just popped the ball over. I think Brett James is playing in the centre. Good running by him.
45 metres out. Good-looking kick just going across the face. Another behind on the board for the Crows.
Very important player, Brett James. Averages 9 handballs a game. Has really become a playmaker for Adelaide. Nix to bring the ball back into play. Toe poke to himself and then kicks the ball long. He's looking for Feast. Dunkley slaps the ball on. Luff gets bundled out of the way by Costa. Crashes Creswell into the ground to the half-forward line. Kelly hits the ball hard. Leo Barry under pressure. Costa, a strong tackler, leading tackler for the Crows this year. They go short, the Swans, and find Creswell. It all opens up wide. McPherson, Bassett with the flight of the ball. McPherson couldn't take it, under pressure. Goodwin, Bassett goes to the ground. McPherson wins out, right into the open goal and closing. McPherson in 2 lines. Saddington should kick a goal and bangs it through.
3 steps to becoming a millionaire. Step 1, write this phone number down. Step 2, ring it as often as you like. Step 3, get chosen and get 10 questions right. And $1 million could be yours. Be watching Monday on 7.
It's all about the great Australian dream.
Finding the perfect home.
Well, our dream has gone slightly south.
Is one of life's biggest challenges.
Oh, they're going to be really big pigs.
Hot Property, coming soon to 7.
John Stevens back on the ground. Sydney back in front, courtesy of Saddington. His Feast tries to get it out and does eventually to Creswell. Another interesting hand pass. Schwartz going to get the free kick.
I've got a poke in the eye, I think.
I don't think it's too bad a poke. He's away. A little bit of fun and games. Creswell runs a long way, goes back to Schwartz, yet another possession. Gives it away to John Stevens. Gets through centre wing, down towards half forward. The hand pass has gone back from Matthew Nix. They look dangerous again, going up towards Goods, who takes the mark just inside 50. Very athletic.
Very athletic, yes, Andy. Gee, they're sharing the ball around the Swans. Plenty of handball.
And Gallagher preparing to come on for the Crows. Here's a real live wire. Well, an opportunity for Sydney to score now because Matthews has taken the goods pass. And he's 20 metres closer to goal. Nigel Smart also preparing to come onto the ground.
And Bickley's off as well.
Bickley and Tyson.
And that roar is for Nigel Smart on the ground. But let's watch Ben Matthews of Sydney shooting for goal, an important kick, and he's potted straight through the middle. Matthews gets his first, and Sydney, 2 quick goals, sneak away.
Yeah, the Swans just sharing the football around at the moment, and Wayne Swass certainly has been that man up in their midfield. He's doing all the damage at the moment, and he's been a very, very dangerous player here against the Adelaide Crows, of course. But yeah, it's a goal I certainly wanted Matthews once again. I just think that the Adelaide midfield have got to be more accountable to their opponents.
First goal for the season for Ben Matthews. And I think Curls picked it early in the game. The Crows certainly are not running hard or chasing, putting any pressure at all on the Sydney Swans. And that's why they're able to chip the ball around. It's much easier to do that if you're not under any sort of pressure. Inside the centre square, Bassett shoveled it out to James, the playmaker, back to Pittman, to Gallagher, straight off the interchange bench. Looking again for Stevens, Dunkley playing in front. Couldn't take the grab. Trying to bullet their way through over the top is Jarman, wants the free. They'll get a ball up 25 metres out from the Crows' goal.
Yeah, Bennett on the ground now for the Swans, and young Goods has been taken from the ground. I thought he's been pretty good today so far.
It's been very good. So a chance for the Crows. Luff. Short. They run the ball out of defence, back to Feast, playing his first game for the Swans. Slapped on that time by Matthews. Back to Swash, who's been magnificent today. Wayne Swash, 15 possessions already. Kicks up towards Leo Barry. He's got half to beat. It's a tough customer. And trickles over the line for a boundary throw in.
I'm not quite sure if Nigel Smart is the right option for Paul Kelly deep in the forward line. He's the sort of player who wants to give a lot of run. I don't think he can give Paul Kelly much room by running down the ground, because Kelly can be damaging by kicking goals against you.
Swans by 9 points on the half-forward line. Creswell doing the ruck work. Easily outpointed by Pittman. Eccles has been handy in the game so far. McLeod out in front's got it. Great strong hands. He's off and running. A bit of magic. Now you see him. Now you don't. Now he kicks a goal.
Here's a family who wants to enhance their outdoor living area and add value to their home with a new deck and garden. And here's the Mitre 10 specialist.
40-tooth blade, the more teeth on the blade, the finer the cut. So the tooth is...
From the store that understands it's not just the low price, it's getting the right advice that really saves you money.
Oh, what's here?
One of McLeod's trademarks, the running goal. Pittman back in the middle. Creswell can't take it away. Costa is a solid tackle. There'll be another bounce. Gallagher will certainly add some bite to the Adelaide lineup. And I'll be very keen to see how Burton performs too on a day like today. He's a fine athlete and another one who's a real goer. So is Wayne Schwass today. That's kick number 14. Oh, up towards the half-forward line. Hart, the big spoiler. Goodwin tries to come out the back door. Back to Hart again. Comes off the boot to Rashudo. He's in trouble. Nigel Smart trying to get into the game. Johnson gives it to Eccles. Then warming up now. They are warming up in towards half-forward. Burton is on the ground. He's screaming for it. Jarman wants to give it to him. The lead is on. The pass is down and scored. Burton wants to go with it again. Suddenly, Adelaide's coming alive. Rashudo's in the pocket. Showering, and that's goal.
Mate, he's a freak, Darren Jarman. He looked across, he saw Burton on his own, and then he looked further down the field to see Rashudo running down the ground and decided to wait. That was just brilliant play by Jarman. He set that goal up by giving his mates plenty of room down their forward line.
McLeod directly in front. Has kicked one. Jared Crouch is coming back on the ground for Stewie Maxfield. We call Darren Jarman the Rolls Royce. I don't know what we'd call this man, but it'd be a very handy vehicle.
There's another car above that, Sandy.
Ferrari, maybe. That's not bad. That's another one to McLeod, his second.
Yeah, it's just amazing every time that man, Darren Jarman, gets the football. He just does something very special. He's got the talent to use the ball so well. And it was him once again there. Even though the backline's been, Ben Hart's been very good at that backline. Just see Jarman, he looked over the side of his shoulder to find Rashudo, who was loose, and he found off across there to Johnson. So good football by the Crows.
Crows in front by 3 points. 2 goals to Andrew McLeod and 2 to Mark Stevens. Multiple goal kickers for the Crows. Pittman, his first touch of the ball. Stevens. It's good if you get your hands on the ball first in that centre square. Pittman's starting to do that. Saddington's hand pass didn't really hit his target in Feast. Back to Swash. There's a very good chance his leg will fall off before half-time. Goes short. Great play by Kane Johnson. Put the ball down to McLeod, who's off and running. Great tackle by Nex. Loose ball. Going in hard was Burton. Thumped to the ground. Starting to flex the muscles here at Football Park. Berman with the free. Goes wide to Eccles. Having a big second term. Winning a lot of the ball, the youngster from Eltham. Kick short. Thumped away by Stevens, straight back over the line. They'll toss it back in.
It's cool now. The Crows have just changed gears now. The Crows lift the tempo up. Down to you, Curls.
Yeah, we've seen Malcolm Blight make some interesting changes over the years, but Burton on Swass. Burton is known as a forward player. This is going to be very interesting.
Feast, beaten that time by Pittman. Bond looked dangerous. Takes the ball over the line.
Yeah, if you're right there, Curls, particularly if Wayne Swass goes deep into the forward line, which he is now, and Burton's going to play deep in the back line.
Well, they've got a chance from boundary throws because Pittman, you would suspect, would get his hands on the ball first. Young Feast there, 26, playing his first game for the Swans. It's very dangerous when you've got the likes of McLeod, but Feast does well, building the wall as Rashudo. He's urged by Eccles to get the ball moving quickly, kick it into the square. Here comes Pittman from behind. Standing his ground in front was Dunkley, but he's been outmarked by Stevens.
Terrific mark there by Mark Stevens. Another case. He's been very dangerous. He's kicked 2 goals, 2 so far. But these have been 4 goals. He missed a couple of easy ones here. Dunkley, oh, no, he didn't touch it.
Stevens from point-blank range, going for goal number 3. Kicks a goal.
Dr. Elliott.
Hi. Listen, I'm really sorry about what happened. Is there anything I can do to help get your car back on the road?
Well, with Amy, they're taking care of everything.
Quotes?
Done.
Repairs?
Done.
Good quality?
Guaranteed for the life of the car, even if I sell it.
Oh, wow. Well, I guess you don't need me then. No! Have a nice day.
A free service that takes care of all your post-crash running around. Call Amy now. You're with Amy.
Adelaide Crows by 9 points, the biggest lead they've held in this game today. Pittman winning it out of the middle, but it's Johnny Stevens who taps it down to Creswell, gives the hand pass away to Wharf. Another one to Saddington. Look out, Adam Goods, look out! Oh, he just escaped a major prang and kicks it up towards O'Loughlin, who takes the mark. Directly in front. A chance for the quick reply for Sydney.
Good evasion work by Adam Goods on that occasion, because he was absolutely lined up then. And he just sort of put the arm up and sidestepped him. So it's a good play. Just how important these centre clearances are when both sides get the ball out. They certainly have gone very quickly into their forward line.
O'Loughlin kicked 1 in the first term to bring up his century of goals and has kicked another one for Sydney. A quick reply.
Yeah, Michael Loughlin's been a pretty reasonable player down the forward. Now he's kicked 2 goals. Had a bit of a spell late in that first quarter. We couldn't work out why. We thought may have been injured, but as KB said, he's had a pretty interrupted pre-season. He is a dangerous player down. He needs to be watched very, very closely. Simon Goodwin's got that job, so maybe if he kicks one or 2 more goals, I think Malcolm Blight may have to look at that matchup.
Just under 8.5 minutes left in this second quarter. The Swans drag it back to a 3-point ball game. Goods went up before acceptances. Creswell tried to bullock his way through the centre square. It's a fine young player, Goods. It's taken 6 marks and had 9 possessions. And here he comes, Mr. Magic. McLeod short. Tyson Edwards had it, lost it. McLeod kept running hard. Matthews beaten by Crouch, his teammate. Shoveled the ball out. Rodram. Quick snap. He's missed. Through for a behind. It's exciting when McLeod gets near the ball, Doug.
KB, unbelievable.
The hands and the foot skills.
Last night off at the Sydney Cricket Ground, I saw Robert Harvey. Here's a Rolls Royce. This bloke's in the same league. Don't worry about that.
Nix. He's got the job playing on McLeod. Kicks the ball down looking for Wharf. From the true centre-half back position. The Swans. They've really used the ball well today with no real key forward, no size on the forward line. Have decided to run the ball, carry it, a bit like the old Fremantle Dockers, and then set it up. Oh, yes. Great grab. Taken by Leo Barry. To the pocket. Kelly's the target. Second grab, couldn't take it. Burton. Got the job on Swash, heads towards the boundary line, tumbles it over. I'll toss it back in. Swash there, just having a bit of a yawn, a bit tired. Wow. 22 possessions, 5 marks.
So a throw in on the outer side. Adelaide leading by 4 points at the moment. The Russell hand pass is okay for Goods. 51 metres out. He looks towards O'Loughlin again. Uses the body well but can't quite complete the mark. Tried to tuck it in and then farm it out towards Schwartz. He's at the bottom. Leo Barriers at the back. Applies the pressure, asks the question. Burton gets a hurry kick out the back door. And it wobbles its way down towards the Rashido. Rashido, look out, Andrew Eccles. He did look out, and that was very wide. Gets it across to Costa. Kick Costa's kick down towards centre wing. Rodram did well to try and control it against Luck. Soft off the ground towards the line. And over by Stevens in opposition to Matthew Nix. We've got a throw in.
Yeah, Fosdyke on the ground now. Leo Barry having a bit of a breather.
Fosdyke playing his first game. Stewie Maxfield also coming back on, Dougie. Pittman wins it. Gallagher straight down the front. You'll have to be quick. Johnny Stevens has got in. And he's been pinged. Stevens is away. Tucks it under the arm and gives it off to Jared Crouch. Another one to Paul Kelly. He threatened his way through some heavy traffic and is forced onto the left foot, trying to pull it back to accommodate O'Loughlin. Could have given away a free kick. Hard goes to ground. There'll be a ball out that's inside Sydney's 50 as O'Loughlin continues to ask the question, all to no avail.
Yeah, a couple of great tackles, Michael O'Loughlin. Not only just a brilliant player, he chases, he tackles, does all the hard things as well.
Great tackle on Hart. Goods beaten for it. Bassett back towards centre wing. Tyson Edwards. Strong mark. To send Adelaide into attack once more. Kane Johnson lead is okay. Matthew Nix will be pulled back. Johnson in towards Jarman, who cruises in towards that half-forward region. It's belted back towards the centre. Straight towards Bassett, who pumps it long again. In towards full forward. No one at the back able to take a mark. Dudley almost edged out by his own player.
Here's a couple who bought a renovator's delight. While they're proud of the breakthrough they've made,
Put in some French doors and then pave the courtyard.
not everybody shares their vision. And here's the Mitre 10 specialist.
Let's start with Accent. It's good value. It's our own brand. Great range of colours.
From the store that understands it's not just the low price, it's getting the right advice that really saves you money.
You can see it, can't you, darling?
Yeah. It'll come.
Crows by 10 points, and young David Golding has come onto the ground, into the ruck, number 37, just 18 years of age, come off the rookie list with Wren being injured, and also Ben Marsh, so a chance for the youngster. Kelly, some run out of defence. Matthews for the Swans, kicks the ball down, looking for Fosdyke, playing his first game, also for Sydney, bundled over the line that time by Bassett. I'll toss it back in. So So Bassett on screen. So Matthew Golding playing his first game today for the Crows. Gets a chance, just 18 years of age. He's a big kid, Doug.
He's a big kid, isn't he?
Been playing well.
There he is, number 37 on screen, just 18. Wonder how many wheat bix he has for breakfast.
26, I reckon.
He's a huge boy.
Look at him.
Kicked off the ground by Goods. Creswell on 50, does well. Clever hands to Fosdyke. Centres the ball well. But has stepped over the line for a boundary throw-in. Kells, you might be able to tell us a little bit about Matthew Golding.
I don't know a lot about him, KB. I've heard some good reports, but I've not seen the boy play before.
Been playing very well for Glenelg in the past couple of weeks, and so because of that, rewarded.
Under Tony McGuinness.
Well, he was a rookie list player, and obviously with those injuries to Wren and Marsh, he gets a chance. Maxfield to Russell, squeezed up on the boundary line. Chapman has the ball smothered. Good defensive play that time by the youngster in Golding, and gets a great round of applause from this Adelaide crowd. Just over 4 minutes left in this second term. 50 plays 40. Crows by 10 points. A chance for the Swans on their half-forward line. Costa. Back towards centre wing. Matthews sets himself. Tyson Edwards got a fist to the ball. Luff overruns the ball. Forced over the boundary line.
The Crows a lot more desperate in the first quarter. They put enormous pressure on the Swans now, particularly in the midfield. They're chasing, they're tackling, doing all the hard things, which they didn't do in that first term.
Golding drops back and Robran does the ruck work. Eccles couldn't steal it, but Paul Kelly-Gandy gives it away to John Stevens, who bounces his way down half-court with a couple of Johnny and the band bounce. Will swing back and give it away to Jared Crouch, who's 50 metres out and closing in. Gives it wider even to O'Loughlin from 47 metres. Michael O'Loughlin goes for goal and puts it straight through the middle. Great goal.
Yeah, great football here by the Swans. O'Loughlin now has the 3 goals, has been very dangerous down there. Johnny Stevens probably had 2 or 3 bounces too many on that occasion, but what's good football. Young Jared Crouch have been very impressive for him in that first term. His disposal was absolutely fantastic. He's found his teammates up in their forward line. You know, his decision-making was absolutely spot on, and that's a goal the Swans certainly needed to get back into this game.
4 points the margin. O'Loughlin has 3 and Mark Stevens 3 for Adelaide. Golding. Costa, a fierce tackler. Rashudo took them on. Didn't get clear, however. But the advantage is going to be paid to Sydney. Fans won't like that as Saddington steams clear up towards half forward. Nigel Smart off the ground. Straight to Saddington. Has the fresh air shot. The door may open for Kane Johnson. Spears the hand pass through. Back to Nigel Smart it comes. Gallagher provides the shepherding work. Smart kicks long. Robran caught behind as the big flyer can't complete the mark, however. Jarman the tackler. And tackle too high. Matthew Nix. Wide to Creswell. Darren Creswell bounced his way down centre wing. He's had a couple. He can have another 2 if he wants. And does. Costa closing, but he's still going. Finally loses it. Gallagher on the outer side. Towards centre wing. Also not a good kick. Nix comes steaming through. Centering towards half forward. Schwass used the body and stood his ground. Couldn't take it. Caven comes charging through the middle. Given to Rashudo. Away he goes to McLeod. Can he go all the way? Put on the accelerator and he gets crushed. Rowan Morph will hopefully tidy up for Sydney. He gets run into the ground. She'll get a free kick. It's an excitement machine here at Anzac Day in Adelaide.
Andrew McLeod, you've got to kick it, son. You just can't take 4 blokes on.
No, he likes lifting the roof off this grandstand, and why not? Kelly on half-back, KB.
He goes wide. Too wide. Boundary throw in.
Bit short McLeod too after that tackle. He looks pretty gingery at the moment. Ankle.
Well, he did get crunched.
Knee, shoulder, hip.
Boundary throw in. Centre wing. On the outer side of the ground at Football Park. Sydney Swans trail by 4 points. Gallagher. youngster from Victoria. He's played every game this year. All-Australian under-18 and finds Jarman. So a youngster to an old head. Jarman wants to go short. Finds Bond playing in front of Bomford. He's already kicked a terrific goal off the ground in the second quarter. You see there, Doug, just a little chip out in front.
Fantastic. Jarman's only playing a league KB. He can kick the ball going backwards and trying to target.
Bond is a thumping kick. He's off target. He's got the distance. Through for a behind. Crows by 5 points. Sydney led by 3 points at quarter time. Next short to Kelly. They set it up wide. Danger here. Golding gets a fist to the ball. Puts it back over the line.
He's like the local hero of this crowd there at the moment. The crowd love him.
He's a big bloke. He'll probably look just as home at the Sydney Royal show in the woodchop, KB.
He's a big boy for 18.
Oh, he's a monster.
So Golding pushing and shoving with Goods. Down to Gallagher. Just a youngster from the Brand Dragons. And a ball up on centre wing. So just a lull as we come down to the last 45 seconds of this second quarter.
I just think Wayne Swass now should probably come back up in the midfield. He's had a bit of a breather and had a spell. He's been absolutely fantastic. 15 kicks, 5 handballs and 7 marks. Got to come back into the play.
Costa puts the Crows into attack towards Jarman. Belted clear of him. Gallagher was waiting down in front. It comes back to Costa again. Weaving and turning and dodging. He does it well to Kane Johnson. He's another cruise machine. Up to half forward. Lockwood has front spot. This is dangerous.
Jonathan Taylor-Thomas is home, and just in time.
What is that? It's a wise man with a harpoon gun.
This isn't Christmas, this is war.
I think I can save the buttocks.
Home Improvement, tonight, 7:30.
You gotta get out here, baby Jesus is smoking.
Then, at 8 o'clock, how to lose his loud lover. Now, this won't do it, nor will that. But how about this?
You know, that's so crazy it just might work.
Out of this world fun in Third Rock, tonight on 7.
Crows by 11 points. Back in the middle, Goods and Golding. Saddington's hand pass, held up, back towards Goods again. He may have to do it all over with Matthew Golding. But maybe only one more time before the long break. Half time here at Football Park. And a real seesawing struggle here unfolding. No one able to break clear. Sydney have opened up a 9-point lead at times. Adelaide have hit back and they lead by 11 points at the long change. It's still anybody's game, Doug.
Yeah, no doubt, Sandy, about that. And a good 6-goal quarter here to the Adelaide side, particularly with David Pittman, I thought could dominate this game with the absence of Greg Stafford. He's on the bench, and the skipper as well, Mark Bickley. So they really certainly turned things around. Considering their first quarter, I thought they were pretty ordinary, but they were great in their second term.
Mark Stevens booted 3 for Adelaide. McLeod has 2, whilst for Sydney, Michael O'Loughlin has 3. At half-time, Adelaide 8-9, leading Sydney 7 for the margin, 11 points as we take a break.
On Today Tonight, the nightmare neighbor.
They'll have me as a pain in the side forever.
Driving an Adelaide family crazy.
How much do you put up with?
Stopping them selling their house.
We'll have to pass it in.
They can't sell and they can't stay. 6:30 Monday.
How can a humble spud help thousands of seriously ill children? Come to McDonald's during McHappy Month, and 10 cents from Australia's favourite large fries goes to help our small fry.
Fishing trip every year, but this one's different. We're in my new Fairlane.
The boys love the power of the new VCT engine and all the luxuries, of course. But I think what impresses them most is the comfort.
The lure of the new Fairlane gear.
Didn't have the heart to wake them.
Frank Atlas Great Royale Circus, last stage Menaipan Park, no suburban tour, must end May 2nd. All remaining seats $15. Now showing Wednesday to Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. Book at Bass or at the circus.
The 26-year-old from Melbourne, flying on.
You can tell who uses Valvoline. You can tell. You know what I mean. You can tell who uses Valvoline.
You can tell who uses new generation Valvoline. You know what I mean.
Here's a couple who bought a renovator's delight. While they're proud of the breakthrough they made,
Put in some French doors and then pave the courtyard.
not everybody shares their vision. And here's the Mitre 10 specialist.
Let's start with Accent. It's good value, it's our own brand, great range of colours.
From the store that understands it's not just the low price, it's getting the right advice that really saves you money.
You can see it, can't you, darling?
Yeah, it'll come.
This is 7 Nightly News with Narelle Hill and John Riddell.
Tonight, thousands say lest we forget as our war dead are remembered.
Another fatality on our roads.
And a diary details the planning of a school massacre.
Good evening. Also tonight, another bomb attack in London.
But first, tens of thousands of people around the country have turned out to remember Australia's war heroes. Here in Adelaide, 30,000 people lined city streets to pay tribute to the spirit of Anzac.
They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old, at the going down of the sun, and in the morning we will remember them.
For the first time, veterans are marching past the imposing War Memorial on North Terrace, and the route's been shortened to make it easier going for our ageing Anzacs. 100 years old and still marching, Howard Pope is one of 3 of the original Anzacs who keep alive the memory of 59,000 Australians killed in the First World War. How many marches have you done now?
I missed a lot. I reckon I missed about 50. I used to go fishing.
There were 1,400 fewer marches than last year, but the Anzac spirit is still very much alive.
It's great to see the marvellous crowd out on a day like today. It's tremendous.
It's just glorious, wonderful, lovely day.
Starting the march in North Terrace was a popular decision, but for some veterans, the overall distance remained the same. You must be fit to get as far.
That's right. We hope we make the distance.
What do you think of the march so far?
Pretty good. Yeah, very good. Yeah.
Even the agony of Serb atrocities in Kosovo was overlooked by the crowd, who continued cheering as the Serbian contingent took their place in the march.
You can hear people is applauding. Beautiful. Really lovely.
It's still sad that about events that are happening in Serbia at the moment?
No, we have no comment on that. We're just talking about Anzac Parade.
Another Anzac march, another chance to catch up with old mates and remember a time when even tossing a coin provided a bit of harmless fun. Chris Warren, 7 Nightly News.
An Anzac Day is a day filled with memories, bittersweet memories of war and those who took part in them. One digger who flew a Spitfire fighter plane during the D-Day invasion of Normandy shared his special memories with us.
G'day, Floody.
G'day, Joe. How are you going?
Hello, mate.
Joe Bolton joined his old mates at the Blackwood RSL. While sausages were sizzling, the veterans lined up for the early morning march. Young and old gathered at Blackwood's War Memorial to pay their respects to the fallen.
Lest we forget.
Joe's Spitfire was shot down, forcing him to crash land behind enemy lines.
Basically, I was praying to God, I don't want to die. Really, I thought I was going to die, frankly, because nothing I could do.
Joe survived, but many of his mates didn't come home. Back at the RSL, breakfast for the diggers.
Oh my God, this will be a double every
The Anzac spirit appears to be strengthening with more and more young people involved. 12-year-old Kirsty Jacobs marched today for the first time.
My great-uncle fought in Gallipoli, and he was the first to die, and that's that medal. And I'm proud of wearing them because he's my great-uncle.
You see so many kids, it's wonderful. And I don't think that we're promoting war. I think we're just promoting the fact that, you know, the kids do owe a debt.
Peter Caldecott, 7 Nightly News.
And Anzac Day crowds around the country have been boosted by young people interested in Australia's history. The RSL says increased attendances at marches and dawn services in all major cities proves the Anzac spirit will live on.
The temperature might have been hovering around -3, but that didn't stop several thousand people from paying their respects at the National War Memorial in Canberra in a moving candlelit service.
On this day, 84 years ago, the Australian and New Zealand Army Corps at Gallipoli made immortal the name of Anzac.
More recent events were remembered during the dawn service in Brisbane, particularly last week's crash of an F-111 fighter bomber in Malaysia, which killed 2 crewmen who'd been part of Queensland's Amberley base. An estimated 150,000 people lined the streets of Sydney as a cavalcade of 15,000 veterans passed by. Numbers were up on previous years, despite a decision by Serb veterans not to take part in the march. In Melbourne, however, they did, receiving the wholehearted support of their fellow veterans. The one constant in all major cities was the fine weather, and Perth was no different. 4,000 veterans marched through the city's streets, watched by a crowd of an estimated 25,000 people. Philip Martin, 7 Nightly News.
And the spirit of the Anzacs was in action today, with soldiers diverted from ceremonial duties to assist in a flood disaster in Papua New Guinea. The devastating floods have forced thousands from their homes to seek refuge on Australia's northernmost island.
Just a few kilometres from Australia's most northern point, a village in Papua New Guinea is being decimated by disease. Sigabadaru is slowly dying, and Australian authorities on the island of Saibai fear the epidemic will spread to their tropical home.
We'll put in some control measures in place to ensure that a controlled flow of those people who are ill, and we expect there are about 40 of those over there at the moment that need medical attention.
In response, the Army has been called in to assist health authorities cope with the expected arrival of malaria, typhoid and even cholera.
Yesterday I got 43 people who got infected by malaria, and today I have 42 people.
Village leaders from PNG are hailing the soldiers of the 51st Battalion as saviours. In the face of a looming health crisis, the Australian soldiers responded in the true Anzac spirit. And ironically, when the call came, the diggers had been preparing for the dawn service on Thursday Island.
When my people come over here, they will be treated by the Australian Army, and I appreciate it. It's a great Australian Army.
With more than 500 patients expected to trickle in, plans are being made for a wider deployment of military aid. On Saibai Island, Murray McCloskey, 7 Nightly News.
Our road toll continues to climb with another fatality overnight. A 27-year-old Parafield Gardens man died when his motorbike collided with a semi-trailer. The accident happened on Cormac Road, Wingfield, shortly before 8 o'clock last night. Police closed the road for several hours while investigators examined the scene. The man's death takes the road toll to 59, compared with 68 at the same time last year.
When 7 Nightly News returns, the chilling diary of a killer.
And a second bomb attack hits London.
From the Big Apple comes a first-class thriller.
There was a palace that was a city.
It started with a shooting.
Cop and a 6-year-old child. Whose bullet was it?
Then the search for their killers uncovered the dirt.
I reckon someone just killed himself. That's all I want to know.
Al Pacino.
Fight back!
John Cusack.
5 people are dead.
Bridget Fonda.
Your information is worth nothing unless I can bring a witness.
Corruption, lies, murder, and that's just the beginning.
I'm looking for an answer.
City Hall, tonight on 7.
All around the world, mankind has traveled by the stars. And now, with Ansett Australia, as a member of the Star Alliance network of airlines, you can travel by the stars all around the world.
Australia Post is delivering more than the mail.
For low cost, guaranteed next business day delivery, you can't go past Express Post. Tomorrow, these will be in Sydney,
Melbourne,
Brisbane. Delivering more.
Where else can you pay all these bills in one place with just one payment? Post Bill Pay saves me time and money.
Who'd have thought you could get so much from your local post shop?
Parcel Post gives me a reliable, cost-effective way to get my products to customers all over Australia.
More services, more convenience, more commitment. Australia Post.
Delivering more than ever.
The best ever Australian album, 40 of our greatest hits, on 2 CDs. The best ever Australian album, get it.
If you have a replacement policy with SGIC Home and you have something stolen, regardless of age, SGIC will replace it, new for old.
A 22-year-old man is in hospital tonight after falling 20 metres down a dangerous cliff face south of the city. He was bushwalking with friends in the Onkaparinga Gorge when he slipped and fell. He was eventually winched to safety by the Rescue 1 helicopter and taken to the Flinders Medical Centre with suspected broken ribs, a broken arm and head injuries.
Australia's Defence Forces are to get a unique rapid deployment ship. It's a high-speed catamaran which could carry hundreds of soldiers to East Timor in just 10 hours.
It's the latest addition to Australia's armed forces. Within 10 weeks, one of these enormous Tasmanian-built catamarans will be the transport for our frontline troops. It could carry 500 of them, their equipment and 30 armoured personnel carriers across the waves at nearly 80 kilometres an hour.
It'll be based in Darwin, and I'm hoping to have it in service and based up there by the 30th of June.
The Battle Cat is only a temporary measure for now, until 2 more traditional amphibious ships are ready next year. But with British and American Marines looking at the $60 million boats for their rapid deployment forces, our government will also consider a more permanent investment. From Darwin, a fully laden catamaran could reach Timor in less than 10 hours. The Prime Minister flies to Bali tomorrow to discuss the Timor crisis with Indonesia's leaders. Our opposition says we should use our military ties to pressure for full disarmament in the former colony.
The security agreement to date has not seen a great influence by the Australian military in having ARBRI do the right thing.
And despite Indonesia's reluctance to accept peacekeepers, Australia will be ready for whatever happens.
If the United Nations can get agreement with Indonesia, then we would be quite amenable to joining in the United Nations force that goes there.
In Canberra, Jeff Bruce, 7 Nightly News.
Police in America have arrested 5 teenagers caught plotting a schoolyard killing spree similar to the one in Colorado. It came as police uncovered a diary of one of the Colorado killers.
Littleton, Colorado is still burying the victims of its schoolyard massacre. Friends and family signing the coffin of 17-year-old Rachel Scott, one of 13 people killed when 2 misfits went on a shooting rampage before taking their own lives.
She was an amazing girl.
And Danforth High School in Wimberley, Texas could have been facing similar scenes if not for the arrest of 5 14-year-old students caught stockpiling guns and bombs. The group's been plotting an attack since January. Their plan alarmingly similar to the Colorado gunmen who meticulously planned their killing spree in a diary and on maps.
Made notations on the map like, these lights are bad over here, good place to hide here, you know, numbers of students in cafeteria at, seems 11 o'clock, the highest amount. They were going for a big kill.
They'd made no attempt to hide their weapons.
A lot of this stuff was clearly visible, but the parents should have been aware of it.
But police have dismissed as a hoax an apparent suicide letter from one of the killers, emailed after his death. It threatened more violence on April 26th. Kathy Wise, 7 Nightly News.
Another nail bomb has exploded in London exactly 1 week after 39 people were injured in the Brixton blast. The latest attack took place in the city's East End, home to one of Britain's largest Bangladeshi communities.
This was the scene moments after the bomb exploded, injuring 7 people. Once again, the device was left in a sports bag, and again, there was no warning.
The device has similarities to the device that exploded in Brixton with the terrible consequences last Saturday, and I am linking the crimes, and I am looking at this as a race crime.
But it could have been far worse. A passerby saw the bag and had put it in his car to take to the police when the bomb went off. He wasn't seriously injured. A neo-Nazi group, Combat 18, has now claimed responsibility for both blasts. But another extremist group, the White Wolves, is also under investigation for threatening a terrorist bombing campaign. Police have launched one of their largest ever operations in an effort to find those behind these racially motivated attacks. Janet Hazlitt, 7 Nightly News.
And now Bruce joins us with sport and an Adelaide team fighting to keep a proud record intact.
Yes, Narelle, Adelaide City, they're playing right now to make the finals for the 10th straight season. We'll see how they're going after the break, as well as the big game from the MCG, Essendon and Collingwood. One-day cricket, and Kanu kicks the Gunners top.
Oh, wonderful goal, 5!
I went to bed with a guy, partly because he had it was big.
A confession she'll regret.
He has these little video cameras in the confessional.
Monday on Ali.
We found the best house.
It's this cute little cottage.
5 bedrooms, all on one level.
With a lovely view from the 3rd floor.
There's a nice big backyard for the kids.
And no grass to mow.
There's even room for my mother.
In the double lock-up garage.
One bank is helping more Australians get the right home loan. So wherever you are in life, you can get ahead. Which bank?
How much is that, love?
Nothing, it's free.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Come on, guys!
Off hands behind the opportunist McLeod. Open goal and he's got it. Silvani takes it.
A game, full pie.
The Great Southern Pie, the only official pie of the AFL.
Planning a new home? Then add a touch of magic with Stratco High Fashion Roofing in Colorbond. The perfect choice for Federation, Contemporary, Colonial, Country or traditional designs. Stratco Roofing. Insist on it.
Welcome back, and we're halfway through our replay of the Crows match against Sydney at Football Park. So if you don't want to know the final score, please look away now. We'll have the second half right after the news. Here are some highlights from the first half.
Kelly almost tried to sock off the ground. He's the danger man in that area. He's still got it, the captain. Kelly shoots towards goal, and he has put it through. The clean fist at it, picked up by Kane Johnson. He gives it away now. Here's a chance for Eccles to go long. Is that touched on the line? No!
The game so far, McLeod out in front's got it. Great strong hands, he's off and running, a bit of magic. Now you see him, now you don't. Now he kicks a goal.
Pumps it long again, in towards full forward. No one at the back able to take a mark. Dudley almost edged out by his own player.
Fremantle and Brisbane play tonight at Subiaco. We'll replay that game from 10:50. While at the MCG, another big crowd for Essendon and Collingwood this afternoon. The Bombers got away early and hung on by 8 points as the Pies charged home. Matthew Lloyd kicked 6 goals.
A 7-goal first quarter saw Essendon take a stranglehold on the traditional Anzac Day clash. The Bombers meant business. Wallace and Simons had eyes only for the ball. But Paul Williams did his best to haul Collingwood back into the match. His inspirational goals kept the Magpies tantalisingly close. But Matthew Lloyd soon took up the challenge of vying with Williams for goal of the day.
Ran all the way with him, allows Lloyd to go on to 50, allowed Lloyd to go long with a bomb and put it home.
It was Collingwood's best show for the year. The Magpies kept up the pressure and got within 7 points. But in the end, Matty Lloyd was the difference.
Gets away, he's on the left, he's brought it around, it's bounced once, twice, it's through.
Collingwood now on its worst start to a season in 40 years. And last night, the Kangaroos began their Sydney experiment with a win. A 6-goal third quarter swung the match the Roos' way, and they hung on for a 2-point victory. Dion Heyman, 7 Nightly News.
To cricket, and Australia is just 1 win away from taking the one-day series against the West Indies after winning Game 6. Set 250 to win, Adam Gilchrist started the chase in style as Australia reached 253 with 9 balls remaining. The 7th and deciding match will be played tomorrow.
A far cry from the pitch invading Guyana, but the locals still caused minor chaos for Australia in Barbados. Ridley Jacobs leading an 81-run invasion off the opening 10 overs.
And no slip in place.
Warren made the breakthrough, Campbell for 24.
Shout, and he's out.
The 100 came up in the 14th over, Jacobs out soon after for 68. The game then swung the Aussies' way as a steady flow of wickets slowed the run rate. The Windies setting Australia a 250-run target for victory. Bottom ball. With Ambrose and Walsh restricted to PR duties, Mark Waugh and Adam Gilchrist got straight onto the front foot. Gilchrist in devastating form.
That's a 6.
Waugh went for 25 with the total on 71. Bryan then cramping Gilchrist for room on 64. The middle order stumbled again, the captain faltering on 5. When Ponting was run out, Australia needed 44 off 8 with 4 wickets in hand. How Stuart Williams now wishes he held on to Bevan. The New South Welshman sealing the win, the final match of the series played tonight. Mark Doran, 7 Nightly News.
At Hindmarsh Stadium, Adelaide City is playing for its soccer life against Sydney Olympic. Only a win will see the Zebras make the finals for the 10th year in a row. It's midway through the second half and it's City 0, Olympic 0.
It's a rare pleasure watching City when it has to score. Murray and Hassel both came close.
Turning on the shot.
But then a nervous error, Petkovic accepting a back pass. City should have paid a much higher price.
This would have belted straight into a posse, a nest of Adelaide City players.
The home team kept pushing forward, its desperation for a score increasing.
Manillo with the chase on Bull Hutchins, who was very brave.
But it remained 0-0 at the half.
Spectacular but unsuccessful.
Meantime, Arsenal has leapt to the top of the English Premier League with a 6-1 thumping of Middlesbrough. Without chief marksman Burkamp, it was supposed to be a tough trip to the Riverside, but Anelka and Kanu filled the void. The Nigerian Steph's second-half strike, one of the goals of the season.
Oh, wonderful goal, 5!
Anelka also netted twice. Arsenal 2 points clear of Manchester United, whose 2 games in hand include tonight's awkward away trip to Leeds. Elsewhere, Nottingham Forest was officially relegated. Struggling Blackburn, Charlton and Southampton remain in a 3-way scrap for one survival place. Paul Dowling, 7 Nightly News.
And Mick Doohan has had his hopes of winning the Japanese 500cc Grand Prix literally washed away. A dangerous wet track stopped the 5-time world champion from catching American Kenny Roberts Jr. in the second round of the World Championship.
A sodden Motegi circuit didn't faze Kenny Roberts Jr. on a mission from the start. The first turn brought the first casualty.
Oh, look at that! Got it sideways on the white line.
A few other big names followed. Norrick Arbe picking the wrong man to tangle with world champ Mick Doohan.
Thank you, and I'll have that place.
Up front, Robertson controlled. Doohan produced a few quick laps, but the American responded.
But it's been one.
The Aussie second, Arbe third.
We need to do some work with our bike. I think it's fairly obvious.
Drivers were in a spin at the Energy 300 in America. A friendly tap from behind brought chaos.
Oh!
Then a chain reaction.
Inside 2, 3, 4, 5 cars now sliding.
A ruptured fuel tank saw flames engulf the track, but the driver managed a quick exit. The winner, yes, there was one, Terry Labonte. Michelle Kieran, 7 Nightly News.
And for Anzac Day, that is our sport. Have a good night. Here's John.
Thanks, Bruce. It was a great day. Cheryl will be along shortly with the weather details.
And there are cooler conditions ahead.
Coming up next on 7, the second exciting half of the clash from Footy Park between the Adelaide Crows and the Sydney Swans, followed by Home Improvement.
The thrill is gone.
This old brush isn't cleaning me anymore.
Introducing Colgate Replace, the latest cleaning breakthrough. The first brush with a replaceable head. Now I can get a better clean by changing my brush as often as I should.
Not as often as you do.
That's handy. Just flick off the old and click on the new for a better clean. Yeah! Colgate Replace, a new brush at the snap of your fingers.
See every recliner suite you ever wanted at the lowest price, or it's free at Discount Lounge Centre. The recliner suite experts. Hundreds of fabrics, unbelievable selection, absolute luxury at South Australia's largest lounge specialist. Discount Lounge Centre, Ranella, Parafield and Keswick.
One of the most critical partnerships on Earth is that of pilot and navigator. One provides the analysis, the other makes the decisions. Norwich Union encourage you to think of your financial advisor as the navigator. Someone armed with the latest financial reporting and planning systems available. Let's go. All of which puts you in the pilot seat.
Come on! Idols in concert, live on stage. Eddie Youngblood.
We'll see what you have done.
Pretty woman, won't you pardon me? Pretty woman, I couldn't help but see. Well, that'll be the day when you say goodbye. Yes,
Idols in Concert, Stonyfell Winery Christmas Show. For bookings, phone Mario Maolo Promotions or book at Bass.
You know, flavor is everything. I'll give you an example. Dairy farmers like wines. It has the flavor we are looking for without the calorie you don't need. Okay, I don't need. Dairy farmers like wine. Half the fat, all the flavor.
Hello again. Our temperature was a few degrees warmer than average today, with history showing that 50% of Anzac days are wet. The diggers missed out on their traditional shower. And maximum reached a glorious 23.9 at 3:30 this afternoon, after an overnight low of 7 at 7:30 this morning. And currently it's 20 in the city. On our satellite picture tonight, this area of middle-level cloud here only managed to drop a trace of rainfall in our far west today, but there is a frontal cloud band well south of the Bight. Now this cold front here will move up from the northeast tomorrow morning, so we may get a few isolated showers about the southern settled areas, with the winds turning cooler southerly and then gradually freshening during the day. And then this high pressure system will just drift into the Bight here, directing a southeasterly airstream over our state. So Tuesday and Wednesday will both be quite cool days, with the odd spot or two expected along the southern coasts and ranges. Well, if you're travelling interstate tomorrow, it should be fine in Perth and Alice Springs. A few showers expected up in Darwin. There'll be some morning drizzle and then fine in Cairns. Fine and sunny in Brisbane, with a few showers expected in Sydney, Melbourne and also down in Hobart. Well, in our state, we had a fine day throughout due to those light northerly winds, but there were a few light showers in our far west, with only a trace recorded at Kyancutter. Temperatures were a few degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year, and they ranged from 28 degrees at Mount Dare down to 18 at Cape Northumberland. Well, our forecast is for another cool to cold night with early morning frost in the east, and then tomorrow will be a mild day with isolated showers about the southern settled areas early tomorrow, ahead of a cooler southerly change expected later in the day. On our local waters, winds turning southerly early tomorrow, and they will increase to 15 to 20 knots by midday, with seas up to 1.5 metres in the morning. In the city, the slight chance of a late shower with a top of 18 degrees after an overnight low tonight of 10. We're looking ahead. Tuesday and Wednesday are going to be fine, but mainly cool days, and it's going to warm up to about 22 degrees by next Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your night. Good night.
It's a shame we can't hang on to today's weather. It was perfect out there.
Great day for the diggers and everyone that
Certainly
marched.
was.
And a huge, I went down there, a huge crowd, and it gets bigger
Great
every
turnout.
year, which is fantastic. No, it was really good to see.
30,000.
Yeah, it's
Big
amazing.
effort.
No, it was good. A lot of kids there too, enjoying it, waving the flags. No, it was really good. We're going back to the footy in a minute.
We certainly are.
Stay
We'll see
with
you
us.
next week.
Good night.
Good night.
Three steps to becoming a millionaire. Step 1, write this phone number down. Step 2, ring it as often as you like. Step 3, get chosen and get 10 questions right. And $1 million could be yours. Be watching Monday on 7.
What's the key to finding a super fund with no entry or exit fees? A super fund that pays no sales commissions and where profits go to members. Your key is Statewide Superannuation Trust. Super you can trust.
Look for the sign. Show your mum just how much you care this Mother's Day with a beautiful gift from Zammels, like these diamond and precious gem rings, 3 to choose from, only $148 each. But mum's the word. Look for the sign, the Zammels sign. Happy Mother's Day from Zammels.
You know, when it comes to creating great cuisine, the secret is don't compromise on flavor. That is why in my kitchen, I only use the very best ingredient. I'll give you an example. You dairy farmers like wine. It has the flavor we are looking for without the calorie you don't need. Okay, I don't need. I have said au revoir to skimmer, bonjour to light wine.
Every breath you take, every move you make, every bond you break, every step you take, I'll be watching you. Oh, can't you see? You belong to me. Now my poor heart aches with every step you take, every single day, every word you say, every game you play, every night you stay. I'll be watching you. I'll be watching you.
Days like this, you can often see Neil Curley barefoot skiing at West Lakes, but not when there's a big game on. He likes to be right here. And he's part of a 40,000 strong crowd enjoying a dour struggle, I think we could say, boys. Only 11 points in it at half-time, but it is the Crows leading after they trailed by 3 at quarter-time. Curls has put away the skis and the boat. What do you got for us, Curls?
Well, it's virtually as we predicted. It was always going to be a tough, hard game. Now, a couple of the boys up there have played a bit of footy. Sydney have obviously, their game plan is to run, particularly in the forward area, create short options, use the short options, and just keep the ball moving. Now, it's very difficult to do that for an entire game. You know, you can do it when your adrenaline's up and you're enthusiastic, but as the game wears on, you normally slow down. And I would expect Adelaide to gradually grind the Sydney team down.
Neil Curley on the boundary line as we're set to commence the second half. Nigel Smart, who started the day on the interchange bench, starting on the ground in the second half. 8-9 plays 7-4. Umpire Matthew James holds the ball aloft to commence the second half. Feast again has a big run out of it for Sydney. Wins it, but can they take it out of the middle? Yes, they can through their skipper, Paul Kelly. Wide to the outer side. The athletic Adam Goods gives chase. Keeps the ball in play. Chips it up towards the pocket region. Now he needs assistance. O'Loughlin goes in for that help, but runs out of room, and we've got a throw in.
I reckon the Swans need a big lift from Stuart Maxwell. He had a great second half last week against the North Melbourne side. So far, he's had 2 kicks and 2 handballs. He must lift his game.
Mark Bickley starting the second half on the bench. Pulled back in towards full forward, leaping Leo. Barry can't get it a run. O'Loughlin caught one high, but plays on. And the Crows bring it to Nigel Smart at half back. They could get out of trouble.
Bickley's on the bench. Mark Bickley, the captain of the Crows, and Brett James is on the bench as well.
Roach is goaling, I think, with Rashudo taking that short pass. He looks up towards centre wing. Rubber in from behind, a big fly. The lightning hand pass goes to Tyson Edwards. He looks down towards Jarman, 75 metres out. Wharf is on the mark. He just chips it over the top and finds McLeod. It was a delightful kick. It had to be spot on, and it was. McLeod has shown us several devastating bursts. He's tucked on the boundary line. Will he think about trying to run round? Will he have a shot? What will he do? 50 metres out. Drop punt going into the square. Stevens, one of the flyers, forced to defend. Jarman! And there is the
Well, what do you say about the man? First of all, he sets the play up with the short pass. As Sandy said, was absolutely spot on. I'm telling you, this ball would have flew 100 mile off the pack here. It was like a slips catch. He grabbed it, sidestep ball, run walk, did the right thing by jumping off the ground and being in mid-air. Like, this bloke is just an absolute freak. What an absolute brilliant player is Darren Jarman. Oh.
Crows by 17 points.
It's a pleasure to
goal
watch.
to Darren Jarman. Great awareness. That comes with experience. Feast. Playing his first game for the Swans. Crouch to Saddington. Didn't hit his target. Crouch did well. Ran hard to receive to the half-forward line. Rashudo, the ball from half-back. Unloads down towards Jarman. He's got it. That casual left foot out in front. Magnificent kick to Stevens. So Jarman showing his bag of tricks early in this third term.
KB, we're both in the Cape Fair period. I don't think I've seen a player who can use the ball as good as this bloke in my whole time. He's a ripper.
Stevens going for his 4th goal. 45 metres out directly in front. The Roar tells the story.
Yeah, great start for the third term here at Adelaide Crows. Neil Curley predicted this. He thought that they've certainly run over the top of the Swans, and they certainly have continued that way. Jarman here, just great body work on Rowan Walk, just pushed him away, and he just gone to left hand, a left foot kick, where it's actually a right footer. He's a brilliant player, Jarman. And Stevens been a great player on their forward line now. He's kicked 4 goals to Adelaide Crows as well.
An 11-point half-time lead has suddenly become 23. Worrying times now for Sydney. Feast, but not decisively out of the middle. The Burton hand pass is okay. Stolen by Kelly. Trying to set something up for Stewie Maxwell, but sits. The left footer can go all the way, but elects to pass towards O'Loughlin. Tucked in the pocket. Got a hand to it, but that was all. Slapped in towards goal. It's moving towards Hart. He keeps it in play. Thought about just taking it over the line, but now gives it away. Caven on the last line. Holds it for a long time, then gives it back. Burton looks up towards centre wing. They come charging out at it. Kane Johnson is there. Beaten on this occasion by Matthew Nix. Sydney desperately want the next goal. Feast is just about clean bowled. Handballs into the space. No one able to take it tightly. Comes to ground. Gallagher shoots it out the back door. Nigel Smart is running. And they're away. Smart bounces his way through the centre. He's had a couple. 70 metres out. Bounces it over the top. Nigel!
Shows you that Stuart Stuart Maxwell should have went forward there and had a shot for goal. He should have had a shot for goal. That kick was the wrong kick. Maxwell should have had a shot.
And just interesting there to see Swash it was just squirting. Smart there with a water bottle.
Offering him a drink, and that's a lovely gesture on a warm day. Here it is again.
There you go. Just cool you down a little bit. Nothing wrong with that.
Old teammates from North Melbourne days, I think, too, there, KB.
Absolutely. Matthews to bring the ball back into play. 24-point lead to the Crows. Matthews kicks the ball wide. He's looking for Luff. Coming over the top is Feast. Nice pair of hands inside the centre square. Thumped away that time by Bassett. They need a crummer. Barry went at the ball hard. Tapped it on Gallagher. Impressive youngster. Does well. Gets the ball out wide. Feast tried to crash his way through. Barry on hands and knees. Feast continues to run hard through the centre square. Gets the ball back to Crouch. So the Swans into attack to the half-forward line. Goods. Correction, make that O'Loughlin. Does well, pedals the ball along. Creswell, some fancy footwork. Goes short, back towards centre-half forward, needing a kind bounce with Stevens. 55 metres out, unloads. Here's a chance. Coming out again is O'Loughlin. He's already put a 3. Loose player. Gets it into the square to Kelly, who kicks a goal.
Jonathan Taylor-Thomas is home, and just in time.
What is that? It's a wise man with a harpoon gun.
This isn't Christmas, this is war.
I think I can save the buttocks.
Home Improvement, tonight, 7:30.
You gotta get out here, baby Jesus is smoking.
Then, at 8 o'clock, how to lose his loud lover. Now, this won't do it, nor will that. But how about this?
You know, that's so crazy it just might work.
Out of this world fun in Third Rock, tonight on 7.
Paul Kelly cuts it back to an 18-point deficit. Down at one stage by 23. In the middle, East and Pittman, won by Pittman, but straight down to Kelly. Pops it out in front of Crouch. Nigel Smart's got him. He's got him! Gallagher shows plenty, but he too gets caught on this occasion. Saddington out wide to Swans. A wonderful first half, prolific possession winner. Feast on the end of it. The big bloke can let one go, but he goes with a worm burner towards O'Loughlin. Great pick-up on the half volley. Fantastic play. Centering kick now in towards Barry. He's one of the flyers, couldn't take the mark. Pressure on the Crows' defence because here comes Kelly running from the side. Caught by McLeod, loses it. Edwards out the back door in good football. It's got the room. Prosciutto the wire. A couple of answers. Round past the members. Don't they love him? He's almost come to a stop, but he centres it now. Shipping is clear for Jarman. Jarman spears a pass. That is delightful play because Stevens will have a shot.
That's what makes him such a great kick then, Doug. Yep. It's because he's quick through the air. A lot of players can't punch the ball like Jarman. They get under the ball. And if we have a look here, you can see the speed of the ball through the air. So it gets to Stevens very quickly, so therefore it doesn't pop up in the air. That's what makes him a great kick.
Robin off as we speak. Coming on is Golding. But there's another one to Stevens.
Traction control, sports mode transmission, and a powerful new 3.5-litre V6 engine, new Magnus Sports will give you the ride of your life. It is Mitsubishi.
Crows by 24 points. Feast in the ruck, eyeing off Pittman. The Swans trying to run the Crows off their legs. Kelly has the kick smothered. That time by Burton. Still inside the centre square. A bit of muscle, some strong arm tactics. Free kick to the Swans. It'll go to Swans. 21 possessions, 7 marks to Wayne Swass. Again, goes wide to Wharf. Rockets the ball to Maxfield. It can be a thumping kick. He's got O'Loughlin out of position. Back to Dunkley. Wide to Maxfield. He'll try and centre the ball. Finds Golding in the square. So this youngster, it's a terrific cheer every time he touches the ball. Just 18 years of age. Danger. looking for McLeod, put him under a lot of pressure. Dunkley did well. Kelly falls over the ball. McPherson back to Dunkley, goes to ground. Maybe he was caught high. They'll ball it up. 35 metres out from the Swans' goal. 76 plays 52. Chance for Sydney. They keep on coming. Dunkley thumps the ball towards O'Loughlin. Pinched by Caven. Tumbles the ball back towards the boundary line. Saddington has got Gallagher to beat. Two youngsters. Good tackle by the youngster in Gallagher. And he's got the free kick. From the Grand Dragons. All-Australian under-18 player. Played every game for the Crows this year. Bassett. Started at Melbourne. Kicks the ball wide. That's a beautiful kick. Finds Caven. Breaking left footer. Caven, who was so good last year in the grand final, finds Bond. Up and running. The Indian rubber man. Back to Bond. 55 metres out to the square. They stand and deliver. Punched through by Bennett. Safety first.
Scotty Russell back on the ground now. Daniel McPherson having a bit of a breather for the Swans.
25 points is the biggest margin we've seen in this game today. Sydney are going to have to do something. They're going to stay in this game. Matthews goes to Saddington. That's the hand pass out to Bomford. He looks further downfield to Stewie Maxfield. Maxfield on centre wing. Loves a run. Has 4 bounces. Puts them inside 50. Dunkley's got to beat a couple. Kitley is there for the assist. Bassett goes off the ground. Could be a little dangerous. Golding. Hard on Bennett. Fixed is there as well. Saddington at the bottom.
And Andrew Dunkley now has gone the full forward for the Swans, and young Bennett's gone the full back onto Stevens. Good move here, I think, by Rocket.
Bickley standing by to come back on. The Crows skipper has warmed the bench a little this afternoon. Coming to meet it was Goodwin. Crows push it back towards centre wing. Desperate times for Troy Love. He loses it. The Rowan Wolf hand pass is okay. Maybe Russell could set something up here. Hit towards Dunkley. Ball behind Hogan. Waiting down in front was Smart. Pokes it back towards Eccles. And Andrew Eccles takes a fine mark. He's got Pittman screen. He put on the members wing, but he elects to go straight down the ground. Look out, because Luck comes into the side to meet Gallagher and does well. Not out of it yet. Luck goes again, almost throws it to Russell. An underground hand pass as they go to Creswell. Another one to Saddington. Gives it away once more. That was Feast. To chip up towards the forward line is okay. Goods has it.
Good hand there by the Swans players, particularly in that midfield now. With Dunkley going to full forward, he certainly gives them a chance to be a marking option. He's very good in that area, but he's not the best of kicks, but he can mark the football.
Kane Johnson off. Mark Bickley on. Adam Goods with a chance to close this 25-point margin. Certainly an enthusiastic goer.
Good future, young Adam Goods. He's had 13 kicks, 7 marks as well, so certainly having a fairly good game here today.
Sydney have had just 1 goal, 1 in this term. They've seen the Crows pour on 3. Curls?
Yes, I think this is Sydney's chance to really make a bit of an offering here, because Pittman is off the ball, and young Golding, although he's got potential, he hasn't quite got the class of Pittman.
He's very tender in years and experience. But, would look to have a huge career in front of him. 18 years of age. There's the man wearing the number 37 Guernsey for the Adelaide Crows.
So Goods does well, flicks it over the back. Bickley going to ground again as the skipper. Bickley ties up Russell and also Wayne Swass in a ball up 65 metres out from Sydney's goal. They trail by 24 points, but I still have that feeling that the Swans are not done with yet. Plenty of spirit. We saw him come back against North Melbourne. Russell just tumbled the ball inside 50. They'll be happy to take it over the line. So a good one on screen there. And also Michael O'Loughlin. 77 plays 53. O'Loughlin's booted 3 goals, all coming in the first half. And set one up to Kelly also in this third term. Boundary throw-in, 35 metres around from goal. Ooh. Big clash of players. Dunkley's in there with Swash. Curls on the boundary.
Yeah, just AKB and Hawk, just keep an eye on Younger. Does he give away front position too easy on these ruck contests? Just keep an eye on him, please.
Okay. Dunkley.
Yeah.
Been moved from full back. He's had 5 goals kicked on him by Mark Stevens. Again, they pile on top. Desperate in close. Mark climbing off the ground again is Dunkley. He's had a torrid afternoon. But still a chance for Sydney. Just over 9 minutes left in this third quarter. They trail by 24 points. Dunkley doing the ruck work. Good, quick snap. Oh. Out on the full.
Just getting plenty of the football, the Swans just can't get that goal. They certainly do need with the 9-minute mark. With only probably 9 minutes to go in this quarter, they do need a goal now.
Caven. From the back pocket. Smart's a target. So's goal. He's got a bit of class there. Good hands by the youngster. Off balance. Soft hands. Tumbles the ball forward. Creswell. McLeod. Caught underneath the ball. Feast. Starting to show a bit in this third quarter. Some good hands from Russell. To the running Rowan. Walk goes wide and finds Kelly. 65 metres out from goal. They want the short on. Stevens is an option. Thumped away by Gallagher. The youngster read it well from the half-back line. On the burst, Tyson Edwards out in front. Sets it up to Mr. Magic. Jarman. Being manhandled with Stevens by young Bennett. He's booted 5. So dangerous. Here's McLeod. Is it Bond? Bond it is. He's got it in the pocket.
Could have been maybe a free kick against young Gallagher, just back in the forward line for the Swans there, but the good thing about the youngster, he uses the ball beautifully.
And back to Jarman. And back to Bond. So they're just practicing a little bit of short passing here in case it's needed later in the game. They want to run down the siren. The goal off the ground in the second quarter. Troy Bond will try the check side kick, and the roar will tell the story.
Tôi đến Old Trafford bởi vì tôi phát giác ra một tiếng động rất là kỳ cục ở cái máy xe của tôi. Nó kêu tích, tích, tích. Tôi nói cho họ biết điều đó và họ bảo là cái bộ phận tappet đang có một chút trở ngại. Tôi cần cái xe của tôi sửa trong một ngày, nhưng họ chỉ sửa mất có vài tiếng đồng hồ thôi. They are that good. They understand.
Troy Bond has kicked his second. Just bending a lazy check side through. Feast has a big run, but he doesn't win it out of the middle. Tyson Edwards shows a ton of dash. Maxfield gets him, however. Good pressure by Stew, and he'll go again. Still going. Gallagher right there with him. But look out, there's Jarman. Held it for a while. Gallagher tries to tidy up. Difficult. Burton also gets a short little chip. Hart now gives chase. He'll be first to it, but he's going to be under a ton of pressure. Somehow gets out the back door to Eccles. Andrew Eccles looks up towards right half forward. And they've come alive. This is Pittman. Under 7 minutes remaining in this third quarter. The home side looking to put the stamp on this game. But the Sydney Swans will not lie down. Feast is at half-back. Both sides hit hard by injuries to their key big men. Players like Feast and Golding getting their opportunities. Saddington runs out of room, Jason. And time. The crowd ball goes up. Play goes on. Saddington gets another possession. Kicks it high up towards O'Loughlin. Call to play on. 60 metres out. Centering towards half-forward. Dudley comes steaming out. Then tries to flick it over the top to accommodate Russell. Scotty Russell is 35 out. Bending it back. It's swinging back. They've got enough. One they so desperately needed. With 6 minutes to go.
Yeah, no doubt, Sandy. It wasn't a bad play too by Dunk. He certainly could have maybe grabbed the ball and gave the handball out, but the tap over certainly worked. Scotty Russell, that's his bread and butter stuff. He normally kicks those sort of goals. We've seen over many years at Collingwood, he kicks those goals, and that's the one the Swans certainly needed.
Thought he could have just straightened himself up a little bit there, Doug. He sort of kicked it on the turn. Could have ran straight to the centre of the goals then. Just had maybe a little bit more time than he anticipated. Risciuto unloads a big bomb. Tapped on by Golding. It was clever play. It was well read that time by Stevens. Under pressure. Golding is going to hit this hard. Bang. Crash. Forsyth did well, the youngster, in his first game for the Swans. Risciuto got the numbers to Bigley wide. They shovel it out to Gallagher, an impressive young player, 55 metres out. Stevens backing back. It's got Parry. He's got it.
Jacobs Creek Sparkling, $8.99. Pounds of West End export, $23.99.
Get him in here fast.
Johnny Walker Red,
$26.99.
Plus you got a chance to win a trip to Scotland.
Jacobs Creek wine,
$7.99.
Buy two and get a free ticket to Message in a Bottle.
If you like to sip and you want to save, you can't go past your local Sip and Save.
This kid has a bright future in the AFL.
This 40,000 strong crowd are firing up now. 89 plays 54. Gallagher with his first goal. What a thrill for him. Creswell tries to pluck it out of the air. Golding appears to be okay after that heavy knock. This is Costa across to Risciuto. Looks up towards Bickley on right half forward. Gets a very kind bounce, then almost has his stomach taken out. Pickett is there to assist, however. The big man sets sail for home. It's high, it's straight, but it's not quite there. And Bennett marks on the last line of defence. Big kick indeed, just not quite long enough. Bennett in a couple of minds. What can he do? What can Sydney do? This lead is getting to dangerous proportions. Creswell is beaten. Costa can make it.
Tuesday, join Australia's most popular lifestyle team with the tricks to cook the perfect roast chook.
This only takes a few minutes work, and look what you end up with.
And Michael Caton shows how to make your own storage.
There you go.
Then, need a break? We've got the ideal quick escapes.
For years, this place has been a favourite.
From a golfing getaway to an island paradise.
Robinson Crusoe, eat your heart out.
And how about a quick pampering?
I'm going to road test their ultimate indulgence package.
The great outdoors after Better Homes and Gardens Tuesday.
Just under 5 minutes left in this third quarter. It's been a blitz, 6 goals to 1. Golding in there as well, leaves it. Creswell all tied up. Burton goes to ground and they'll ball it up inside the centre square. Curls is on the boundary.
Yeah, KP, one thing, we questioned the move of young Burton onto Swass, but I'd like to know his stats, Swass's stats since that move was made.
He's had one kick.
Yeah, it was a good move.
Yeah, great move.
Golding and Feast. 2 youngsters playing their first games. And there's Swash all tied up. McLeod on top. 95 plays 54. Stevens has booted 5 for the Crows. 2 to Andrew McLeod. And for Sydney, 3 to Michael O'Loughlin. And 2 to Paul Kelly. So the Swans in need of a goal. Gallagher, this youngster is very impressive. Cool under pressure. Deep into the forward line. Pushed out was Pittman. Stevens goes to ground, tied up by Troy Luff, and they'll ball it up.
I just reckon Curls is spot on there. I mean, young Burton, we all know he can play in the forward line, take a good mark. This is going to be another string to his bow by playing on a bloke like Swass up in the midfield.
41 points the margin now. The Bickley hand pass. Gallagher for goal. A high wobbly punt going across the face and finishing over the boundary line. A throw in the Crows' left forward pocket. Big third quarter by the home side. Goals to Jarman, Costa, Bond, 2 to Stevens and 1 to Gallagher. Feast and Pittman. Frequent flyer points for David Pittman. All to no avail, and they'll have to do it again. Still in the danger zone as far as Sydney's concerned. Beast gets a hand to it. Bond wants a free kick. It won't come his way. One behind. 96 plays 54. Sydney with just the one win for the season at the moment. That was after being 48 points down. They somehow got out of jail and did it, I might add, in magnificent fashion. Bomford's hand pass is okay to Jared Crouch. He looks down towards the centre wing, but they need something extraordinary here. Troy Luff has it and goes towards the middle. Beast is calling for it and he's not on his own. Chapman is right there with him. Schwartz. This time, and on a rare occasion, leaving Burton in his wake, comes wide to Johnny Stevens. He'll come inboard to half-board now. They need a big mark. And they've got a grab from Leo Barry. He wants to go on with it. That could be dangerous for a shooter. He's surrounded by three, but he's able to lock it up. And the fans love it.
Yeah, Leo Barry this time kicked the ball going backwards. I think he's a left footer. Matter of fact, went to the wrong side of his body. I mean, he had three players who kicked the ball and couldn't find his target. In the major, when there's no Tony Lockett, the Swans go short. They've been always going long when he's in the side, so that's a big factor, I think.
Creswell around the body. He'd be disappointed with that. Very disappointed indeed. Straight on to Andrew Eccles, who finds Kim Costa. Just a couple of minutes remaining in a quarter that's belonged to the home side. He kicks towards Pittman. Could have almost given away a free kick, but no. Play on, and so Bond it does. Reminds me of Wanganeen in some ways, playing very low to the ground. Kicks up towards the left half forward, and the cruiser has it. Casual as you like, in towards Rashuda. Will go back. Hit down towards full forward. Stevens has been a focal point. Perhaps he's waiting for Pittman, who's now calling for a long. He gets onto the top. Pittman and Stevens are both there. Edge clear. McLeod ready to do the roving work. Nick's defending for Sydney. Pushing towards the line. McLeod keeps it in. Back it comes to Nick. Oh, Stevens, a fierce tackle. It's locked up, and umpire Matthew James decides that he will have it. And Jason Saddington perhaps a little fortunate.
Yeah, no, I reckon Darren Jarman's a lot better player. He's up the ground on half-forward line, not deep in their forward line. He's got so many strings to his game. He's just a great footballer.
Stevens to Jarman. Look away handball. To Bickley. Spent time on the bench. Great snap. Kicks a goal.
Monday, Ally McBeal confesses all. I went to bed with a guy, partly because he had it was big. God. She just wanted forgiveness. He broke the seal?
I'm afraid it's much worse than that.
What she got, you won't believe.
He has these little video cameras in the confessional.
Ally McBeal, Monday on 7, the one I like to watch.
Points. That's exactly what they were down last week at one stage. This is a different game. Here's Gallagher. Maybe they can score again. He steams away from the opposition. Kicks from 51 metres. It's high, going in towards full forward. Bennett had front spot and defenders trying to push down to accommodate Crouch. Tries to get away from Bond. Crouch pops the hand pass over the top. It's going to be okay for Nick. Crouch still running with it. They may run out of time. And room for a shooter, gives it away. This is dangerous towards McLeod. But Nick sends it over the line. Right on the siren. A big third quarter for the Adelaide Crows. 7 goals, 3. Sydney, on the other hand, could manage just 1 goal, 2. That goal coming from their captain, Paul Kelly, so he's got 2. Malcolm Blight comes down to meet his charges. He'd be pretty happy with that quarter of football. It's three-quarter time. Adelaide have the chance of building up a big win here. 15-12. They lead Sydney 8 goals, 6. The margin, 48 points.
How can a humble spud help thousands of seriously ill children? Come to McDonald's during McHappy Month, and 10 cents from Australia's favourite large fries goes to help our small fry.
Hello, Mr. Chips from Kensington.
Big colour pages here, the internet and phone directory. Look, Mr. Chips, for $500, what page is fish listed on in the big colour pages? No, this isn't a crank call. No, I don't find fish and chips funny. Well, maybe just a little. Sorry? Page 496? So you've just won $500. No, I'm sorry about the fish and chips thing. It wasn't funny, no.
It's worth making room for big colour pages, Adelaide's internet and phone directory.
That's it, print it. Shouldn't there be an apostrophe? Just print it. He put in the apostrophe. There's 10 pages with colour to print. There's 1 minute left. Print it.
Only Epson inkjets have the perfect picture imaging system, which makes the new Epson Stylus Colour 900 so fast.
10 pages.
That was 1 minute?
Good.
They're here. Oh. The apostrophe comes after the S.
Epson.
Can you hear that? Hear what? That.
Nothing's tougher than hard yakka.
Is your old roof leaking, creaking, or collapsing? Replace it now before expensive structural damage is done. Use Stratco Renovation Roofing in Colorbond. Stratco Roofing. Phone for an authorised dealer to call.
If you have a replacement policy with SGIC Home and you have something stolen, regardless of age, SGIC will replace it. New for old.
Regain 2% is the only medically proven treatment for hereditary hair loss in both men and women. Used twice a day, it helps slow or stop hereditary hair loss in 8 out of 10 people. Your pharmacist will advise you whether this preparation is suitable for your condition.
Break a family tradition. Keep your hair.
From the Big Apple comes a first-class thriller.
There was a palace that was a city.
It started with a shooting.
Caught in a 6-year-old child.
Whose bullet was it?
Then the search for their killers uncovered the dirt.
I reckon someone just killed himself.
That's all I want to know.
Al Pacino.
Fight back!
John Cusack.
5 people are dead.
Bridget Fonda.
Your information is worth nothing unless I can bring a witness.
Corruption, lies, murder, and that's just the beginning.
I'm looking for an answer.
City Hall, tonight on 7.
Here we go, final quarter at Football Park in front of a monster crowd of 42,439. Feast charges at it, and he slaps it down towards half-forward. Chopped off by Costa. Kicks it high, back towards the middle. Difficult one to mark. Prosciutto did very well. Looks to go long. That's a superb kick because look who he's got. Not paid, Jarman, then tries to get through Troy Love and can't get through. There'll be a ball up. Thought for a moment Jarman was away.
Just practicing marking there, KP.
Can't believe he dropped it.
13 kicks, 8 marks. Pittman wins it. Creswell takes it away. Just goes short to Troy Luff off the Rowan Wharf. He can run through halfback. Luff says, "Go, me boy." And he does. Bouncing his way up towards the middle. Proppy hand pass over the top. It's going to be okay to Johnny Stevens. He'll come back in on that left foot. No, elects to give the hand pass away and then receive it again. He's 50 metres out. They go to the Schwass. Wayne Schwass had a big first half. He goes for goal and is off target to the right. One behind for Sydney to start the final term.
It would have been a handy goal for the Swans, you know, they're trailing so badly at the moment. Swats the sort of type of player that normally kicks those goals.
Grows by 47 points. Just had a glimpse of Robin sitting on the interchange bench. 11 possessions today and 2 marks from Robin. And there's Golding. This youngster has shown enough today to suggest that 18 is going to have a pretty good future. Hard running by Caven out of defence. Important player for the Crows. To Pittman, too tall, that time for Feast. On centre wing. Feast did everything right. Just didn't have an extra 3 or 4 inches. Stevens has been a dangerous player today. Good at 5 goals, goes to ground, wins it at ground level to Bickley, weaves his way out of trouble. Good tackle by Costa, the leading tackler this year for the Crows, ties up Crouch. So a chance for the Crows. All up on the goal square. Feast gets in the back of his opponent, and Pittman. David Pittman. We're going for his first goal and his first score of the match. Young Feast there, just getting in fair and square in the back.
Yeah, straight in the back there, no doubt of that, KB.
So Pittman from just 15 metres out. Rams at home.
Well, that's the beauty for the Adelaide Crows. With Sean Wren out of the side with that knee injury, young Marsh going down early in the season, they've got the ability to find another player. A young kid named Goldie's been absolutely outstanding.
Bennett's in trouble,
Yeah,
Dougie.
look at that. He's come off the ground. It looks like it could be a broken wrist or an arm, maybe. Doesn't look very good at all. Young Saturn coming back on the ground here. But no, Pittman out centre forward's been a very good play down their forward line for him.
Well, confusion in the Sydney camp. Bennett is off. Looks as though the ruck has been taken over for the moment by Troy Luff, although Feast is still out on the ground. Eccles rips it out of the middle for the Adelaide Crows. Goes down towards Rashudo. Pop it over the top to Bond, and he does. Bond, if he gets the accelerator going, can spear it into Jarman.
Good hands there by Darren Jarman. That was going pretty quickly then. One grabber too.
Well, it's an attribute of all good players, Doug. Good players don't fumble.
Okay, he's an all-round player. Both sides of the body, hands from ages of juniors.
Jarman then for his second. Kicking from 45 metres, goes across the face of goal and pops through behind. Now, Curls, any news on Bennett?
I'll just check it. The doctor's looking at him now. It doesn't look too flash, but this is a big quarter for Sydney. Rodney Eve will be looking for these players to really fight this game out and, you know, not face an avalanche.
You're right there. He's the young boy originally from Nord, Nick Fosdyke. Kicks down towards centre wing, finds Matthews, who comes in board. Feast gives it away to Schwass. Schwass passes well on towards the 50, and the mark is taken by Luff. Troy Luff has got a player running in Chapman. Wade Chapman could go all the way, 35 metres out. He needs a goal, but he's missed. Away to the left. Gutsy player, Wade Chapman, just reaching the half-century. Took him a long, long time. Now, that's where Bennett hurt the shoulder. Just pulled it out. But we'll find out, I'm sure, from Curls just the extent of that injury. In the meantime, play goes on. Tyson Edwards has Rashudo going past. They are streaming down the ground. This is becoming a procession. Here's McLeod. A long kick in towards Stevens at the back. Got a hand to it, and it dribbles over the line for another behind.
It's been very good mark for shoot on half-back flank. Normally plays up in the midfield where he gets a heap of football, but he's been the driving force today, particularly in that first half when up against the wall. It's been great for Shudo.
Got to make the most of their opportunities, Sydney. I've just circled here 4 goals that they should have got. John Stevens and Saddington from set shots. Scott Russell and Wade Chapman from running shots only 30 metres out. They've missed all of those opportunities. Dunkley has moved away from full-back after Stevens booted 5 goals on him. He's moved the full forward, now back in defence. Swass. An amazing first half. Kicks wide, looking for Feast, very casual. Fosdyke. Youngster in his first game for the Swans, bundled out of the way that time by Golding. Looked like he may have been helped. No free kick to Golding. Going to ground was Bickley. They pile on top. Fosdyke has got Bassett in the headlock. They'll ball it up.
I reckon Feast is just about
time. He's gone, the kid. Yeah, he's struggling at the moment.
Neil, you got an injury report on Bennett?
Unfortunately, young, but dislocated his shoulder.
Well, that is very disappointing for that youngster who started his career at Geelong, where he was their second draft pick, and picked up by Sydney. We'll see here is where he actually pulled the shoulder out as he was tackling Mark Stevens. Feast got his hand on the ball. Golding with his body in the way does well. It all sets it up to Smart, who started on the bench surprisingly today. Kicks the ball wide. Beautiful kick. Not having to change stride was Jarman. Directs traffic to Pittman, still inside the centre square. Tyson Edwards wants it short. Pittman is going to take him on. 3 against 1. Creswell overruns the ball on hands and knees. Jarman to Pittman. 2 old heads still combined. Pittman can't bend down. Foreign territory for him. Kicked off the ground. Smart traps it. Got the bounce he wanted. Tunnel balls it back towards Gallagher. They'll toss it back in.
KB, Simon Feast now having a bit of a spell. You're spot on, Sandy. He was gone, the youngster. Don't worry about that. You know, Greg Stafford, a big loss for the Swans, and maybe I think Rockety's been forced to play the youngster before. Maybe his time is ready. He's been pretty good. He's had a fair dinkum crack at it.
No doubt about that. He's having a spell and a well-earned spell. Schwass takes a dive. Beckley works hard. To get the hand pass away towards Tyson. Eventually does so. Back again it goes to the skipper in towards Jarman in the pocket. Scoots it up beautifully. Smacks it onto the left foot. Don't tell me. I thought for one moment he was going to produce the absolute extraordinary. It just misses. Peppering away, Adelaide. Sydney in danger of seeing a blowout here. Kelly on half-back will be keen to prevent anything like that. Oh, Woods has it stolen. Point-blank range by McLeod. Back towards Bond. With him is Nix. Nix is first to recover and more than happy to see it over the line.
Pretty catch a handball by the skipper, Paul Kelly. Then he certainly should have found his target, put his team under enormous pressure.
Chapman coming off and Maxfield coming back on. Bennett receives some attention for that shoulder. Pittman down towards Dunkley, however. And he goes straight to the line. Girls?
Not so much bounce in these legs now as there was in the first quarter. There's a lot of tired players out there.
Yeah, that heat's taking its toll, isn't it? Throw in again. And the intensity and pressure. Pittman gives it away to Burt on his rump, but he still gets the kick. Bond was almost clear. Creswell throws it out to Fosdyke. Saddington goes to Wolf. Wolf goes to Kelly. And Kelly's heroes are away. On the outer side, he tries to set something up for Johnny Stevens. Back he goes again. Look out, Kelly, you'll get caught. He's still a long way from home. Pops them inside 50, and the mark is taken by Troy Luff. Luff has a quick look down to the forward line. O'Loughlin is the key. He is the man they want, but he can't get a crack at it at the moment. Matthews tries to go through. He gets caught. The ball spills free. Almost.
Play on.
Gallagher applies the tackle. Well, maybe the advantage is paid because Smart has it. He gives it to McLeod. Now watch this. One bounce. And then a little left foot worm burner to Burton. Beautiful change of traffic. Burton goes into the forward line. The mark is taken by Jarman. Careful as you like. Around he goes. There is the Rolls-Royce.
Honey, sure you know where you're going?
Sweetheart, it's me driving.
You're on the wrong side of the road.
Must be his first time on a bike.
Dad!
Who's up for a sandwich?
At Amy, we know there's a lot of bad luck going around. So when you've held a rating 1 for the last 3 years without making a claim, we believe it should be yours for life. So don't be penalised for a bit of bad luck. Switch to Amy now.
Don't you just love this country?
Lucky you're with Amy.
Mate, this bloke is just an absolute freak. Oh. He just... Oh, what a champion. What a champ.
2 goals to Darren Jarman. The Crows led by 11 points at half-time. They now lead by 61 points. Golding, youngster, getting his hands on the ball first. Swass, fresh air shot. Costa got plenty of numbers now. Risciuto has gradually worked his way into the game. Down towards Pittman. Loose ball. Driven into the ground was Gallagher. Will take the free kick. So the youngster from Clayton in Victoria will be too far out to score. Put 55 to 60 metres. Goes short. Looking for Bond. Ball thumped away. Jarman, beaten this time by McPherson, keeps the ball alive. To Fosdyke. Short to Russell, just off the interchange bench. Sets it up to Swatch, who had it and lost it. Burton is being his shadow. Back to Gallagher. Drops it in short. This is a great kick by the youngster. And Jarman, like that, Tyson Edwards has kicked the goal. Well, I think Beckley was a bit unfortunate then. The sun, I reckon, was in his eyes, though. That was a floating kick that came in. And then Tyson Edwards, let's have a look at it here. Swash there, just didn't quite take it. And Burton's been very good as his shadow. And I just fancy he lost it in the sun there. Good snap by Tyson Edwards.
Tyson Edwards has been taken from the ground as well now.
The Adelaide Crows building their percentage now. 123 plays, 56. Golding beaten by Goods, who rips it out of the middle for Sydney. Down towards the half-forward line. Maxfield's on his trusty left foot. Swoops it up towards the full forward. Trying to get clear was Barry, but he can't get away from Ben Hart. And it's over the line.
Big performance by the Crows. 33 scoring shots to the Sydney side, only 16. And the Crows have had 11 goal kickers, so they've been sharing the ball around down their forward line.
The young guns there having a spell. Bond and McLeod. Both been very good. Bassett slaps it again over the line. There's Golding ranked 37. Big day for him. His debut from Glenelg, and he's done a job that would suggest we're going to see a lot more of him. Creswell over the top. There's Rashudo just chopping off any advancement that Sydney were contemplating. He too has picked up plenty of touches as a link man today. Kick was almost spot on for Peter Kamen. This is young Fosdyke. Short to Schwass. An exciting first half, but once Burton came onto him, an avenue was virtually closed. Maxfield in towards half forward. Hart floating. Kelly in towards goal, and he has popped through a belated goal.
Certainly the goal the Sydney side's needed, and it's that captain again, Paul Kelly. He has now kicked 3 goals for the Sydney side. He never stopped trying. Drew Maxfield's had a pretty quiet day, and the crowd are going berserk here. The big fella, they let this big bloke here, Goldie. They give a big rousing applause as he comes off the ground. Robin back on the ground again here for him. Sydney side has got to fight the game right out.
Paul Kelly's had 30 possessions and he's booted 3 goals. We see young Golding with his shoulder being iced up. Robin now having a turn the right. Great tap to Tyson Edwards. Outside the centre square. Tries to drill it. There's a good mark taken by Dunkley. Tries to set it up by going wide to the running Saddington. Casual bounce. Back to Bomford. They've got the numbers. 3 against 1. Bomford caught in 2 minds. Goes back to the centre square to Kelly, who leaves it to his teammate in Luff. Swass hits the ball hard, can't take control. Costa on the bottom of the pack, all tied up by Swass. And they'll ball it up. Neil?
Yeah, KB, it was always going to be a tough call for Sydney. Like, if you haven't got at least 1, maybe 2 quality big men, it's very difficult to win a game at AFL level today.
Well, just some youngsters, some kids there trying to take on that role in the ruck. Bickley drills it, spears it down towards Stevens, who's already booted 5 goals. Kicked off the ground that time by Saddington, taken by Costa. 55 metres out into the square. Free kick's been given away that time by Jarman. And it'll go to Rowan Ward.
Yeah, no doubt. Not only with Greg Stafford out of the side, he got no Tony Lockett. You know, the guy down at full forward gives you all that goal kick and power, and Dale Lewis is a ripper player too, so with them 3 guys out of your side, it's very hard to cover the loss of those guys.
Wharf defends on the last line. Bomford under a bit of pressure, almost runs out of room. Gives it away to Darren Creswell, looking pretty tired and dishevelled, but who can blame him? And the kick drops short of Tyson. This may prove costly because Jarman's again drifted in and taken them up.
Michael O'Loughlin's off the ground now, probably having a bit of a breather. He hasn't played a lot of football, and young Simon Feast coming back on. Didn't look very well coming back onto the ground. Looked very tired.
Jarman for his third. Kicked one in the third quarter and one in this final quarter. He was the player that really kick-started them when they threatened to look a little sluggish early on. Jarman is a big goal. Big goal for number 3.
Here's a family who wants to enhance their outdoor living area and add value to their home with a new deck and garden. And here's the Mitre 10 specialist.
40-tooth blade, the more teeth on the blade, the finer the cut. So the tooth.
From the store that understands it's not just the low price, it's getting the right advice that really saves you money.
Oh, what's here?
Crows by 67 points. Jarman's kicked 14 goals for the season. You might remember, Doug, that during the pre-season he didn't start playing in some games because he couldn't meet the time in the time trials put up by Malcolm Blight. Lucky he can play football. Fosdyke to the half-forward line. Punched away by Bassett. Troy Luff there. Just couldn't take control. Curls?
Yeah, Hawks also, adding to those two big men, no Carey, and of course Mooney's gone to Geelong. 4 quality big players.
And O'Farrell went to Hawthorn.
Yep.
And
Fitzgerald's injured, the youngster.
And yes, Ryan Fitzgerald got injured. And Stephen Carey, of course, today had to pull out of the side. Goodwin pumps the ball back towards the edge of the centre square. Kane Johnson, one of their young guns, to Risciuto with strength. This young boy's been very impressive today. Gallagher, good vision, gets it back to Burton. Long stride up, out in front. Stevens again did attack the ball hard. Beautiful bounce to Pittman. So the roar went around Football Park. And unfortunately for Pittman and that man there, ball hit the post.
He put the magnet out. Sandy put the magnet out and the ball bounced on. That just bounced in his hands.
Back into play then. Gallagher edged out of it. The door opening for McPherson. He kicks towards centre wing through the legs of Paul Keller. Frustrating time for him on that occasion with Peter Caven. And we've got a throw in. So a tough start to the season for the Sydney Swans as Chapman comes back out onto the ground at the expense of Leo Barry. Schwass hasn't stopped trying all day. Adelaide, on the other hand, after a somewhat slow and sluggish start. It's a tough job, isn't it, boundary umpiring? They're starting to flex their premiership muscles. Tyson's hand pass is okay to Hart. He looks down towards Jarman. Again, picks it up superbly. Finds Hart with a beautiful hand pass towards the middle once more. Look at Jarman. Just pops it over the top and says to Robin, get the skates off. And he does. Even Whiting. Gallagher can goal here. Gallagher should goal. 25 out. He's bending. To David Gallagher. Made his debut in round 1 this year. And we'll see a lot more of him. Cricket score material now. 2016 to 9-8.
They just keep finding the youngsters, don't they, the Adelaide Crows? I mean, this young fella's got great poise, great balance, can go both sides of his body, mate. He has a great future, young Gallagher.
More depth in the Torrens River.
Oh, they have, Sandy. They just keep finding it. I'll tell you what. It's been a very impressive performance by the Crows. I tell you, they're on their way to probably having 3 premierships in a row, this mob. Don't worry about that. Big comment, Dougie.
2 goals to Gallagher, his first 2 goals in AFL football. All-Australian under-18 from the Brand Dragons, youngster from Clayton. Making his mark, Risciuto. Starting to win a fair bit of the ball as this game just progressed. Pittman, Dunkley in front, takes it over the line, so they'll toss it back in. 36 plays, 62. 74-point lead to Adelaide when you consider they trailed by 3 points at quarter time and led by 11 points at half-time. They have blown the Swans away in the second half of this game. 6 goals to 1 in the third term, set it up. Johnson to Burton. Across the face and through for a behind. Great move. Number 24 on screen was placed on to Wayne Swass after Swass absolutely dominated the first half with 16 possessions, 15 kicks. And then we heard at three-quarter time through Neil Curley that they decided to play Burton on Swass, and certainly has reined in Wayne Swass's ability to win the ball. Nix goes wide, looking for Feast. He's got it on the second grab to Wharf. Creswell has worked hard today. Goodwin in front of young Goods. Stevens, toe poke off the ground. Bassett. Don't argue. Bassett is best. Just pushes off his opponent. Creswell, strong mark.
Been good Bassett, KB, I think. It's been pretty good down that back line. Bit of toughness.
He finished 10th in their best and fairest last year and only played 13 games. So they've got a very high opinion of him. Creswell goes short. O'Loughlin on the second grab's got it. Well, he's been a dangerous player today, just his second game for the year. He's booted 3 goals, 1. Michael O'Loughlin. And one can only see him getting better as his fitness improves as well. If I can get Tony Lockett back into the side, he'll even make him a more dangerous player.
Boomerang kick here, I think, KB here.
Well, he's on a very, very tight angle. This would be a fantastic goal if he gets it. And he's put it out of bounds on the full. So a little bit disappointed himself there, Michael O'Loughlin. Just over 5 minutes of action left. Bassett. 5 goals to Stevens today, 3 to Darren Jarman, and 2 goals to Gallagher and Troy Bond and Andrew McLeod, the leading goal kicker for Sydney. Paul Kelly with 3 and O'Loughlin with 3 as well. Kelly again has been a magnificent leader. Creswell trying to crash his way through with Swass. Kicked off the ground by Chapman. His first game for the year, taken away by Smart from the back edge of the centre square, thumps it long. Dunkley hits the ball hard. Pittman, quick hands, pinched this time by Crouch. So on the charge, the Swans back inside the centre square has been taken by Chapman. Screaming for the ball was Goods. He's been ignored. He goes wide. Kelly's the target. He's got Gallagher to beat, who did well. Back, put some body pressure on him. Troy Luff flicks the ball out. McPherson in his 50th game runs in and
kicks it.
Have squeezed it in.
Yeah, it's in.
He's got it.
Well, that's been the story of the day all day, I reckon, the Sydney Swans. They just battled away to get the ball in their forward line. Once again this time they made something out of nothing here. Paul Kelly could have got young David Gallagher to back into Paul Kelly on that occasion. Clean hands could have been the go there for Nathan Bassett, who missed the ball. And good on you, Daniel McPherson, playing his 50th game to kick a goal like that. Struggled all day, the Swans.
Daniel McPherson celebrates his 50th game with his first goal for the day and his second for the season. So we go back in the centre. Burton rips it out of the middle. It's a rainmaker. We need a bit too. Down towards half forward. Was looking for Pittman, but there's Jarman. Look at that. Delightful to Tyson. And Tyson gets the goal.
Hi, Kath. How are you? What? Really? Oh, now you have to tell me what happened. And then he said, what?
Want a whole night's entertainment for $3? With Telstra STD, you'll pay no more than $3 a call to anywhere in Australia between 7 p.m. and midnight, Monday to Friday, all year round.
Hang on, Kath. Someone's at the door.
With 12 players contributing goals, 143 plays 68. Robin should get a free kick after Feast slammed into him in the middle. Probably too tired to stop Feast on that occasion.
Looked like he said sorry, Sammy. Hands on his knees.
Robin gives it to the run of Nigel Smart. Let's go a long drop punt. Big pack of players. Oh, another fine young athlete.
certainly is, Sandy, and that's why I think Michael Blight is the best coach in the competition. Don't make no mistake about that. We all questioned probably the move of Burton going on to Wayne Swans, who absolutely ripped the game apart in the first half. It's been a winning move by the super coach again.
I think the inclusion of this man and Gallagher paid handsome dividends, and he put another nail in the Sydney Coffin. That's his second nail. Kicked one in the second quarter.
Yeah, certainly did, and the Adelaide Crows now just having a bit of a walk in the park. It was all over bar the shouting here, and they're just rotating their players around the midfield. One of the good moves of the day, I think, too, has been Mark Rashudo playing off a half-back flank. We all know he can play up in their midfield and give them plenty of drive. He's been a driving force out of their back line today.
Who would have thought at half-time, when they led by 11 points, the Crows, that they could blow this score out to 81 points with just over 3 minutes left in this final quarter. Robin doing some ruck work against Feast. Creswell to Swass. He's been a good player today, one of the best for the Swans to O'Loughlin. He's also been very good with his 3 goals. He'll get better with more games under his belt. High fire was good. Caven leaves it for Rashudo. The Bull gives it back to Bassett. Sharing the ball around now, the Crows. Goodwin. Casual bounce out of defence to the half-forward line. Jums in front. He's got it.
Play on.
Drills it down, looking for Stevens in front. It was a well-weighted kick. Stevens didn't have the break stride, and he'll be shooting for his 6th goal.
Yeah, young Feast having a spell again now, and young Matthews coming on. He was very tight, Simon Feast, but Darren Jum once again, KB, just the ability. He realises when his opponents jumped in here, I think it was Ryan Wolf on occasion, just played on. And the thing about him, he can even drill the ball at you or float the ball to you, mate. He's just a brilliant player.
He's just quick to react, isn't he, Doug?
Oh, he's just so quick.
Turns around as soon as he's got the mark, just to see what's further down the field. Stevens. Red letter day for him, going for his 6th goal. Straight through the centre.
Graffiti, the eyesore of our community.
Certainly it has to be stopped.
The government said it would crack down, but life is still easy for the vandals.
Well, it's against the law, it is a crime.
Is the law doing its job? A special report on 7 Nightly News. On Today Tonight, the nightmare neighbour.
They'll have me as a pain in the side forever.
Driving an Adelaide family crazy.
How much do you put up with?
Stopping them selling their house.
Have to pass it in.
An Adelaide family trapped. They can't sell and they can't stay. From 6 o'clock on 7.
6 goals for Mark Stevens. Big day. Stevens 155, plays 68. Robin wins it again. Burton had it but then lost it. Desperate work there by Fosdake to try and win it out of the middle to Creswell. The hand pass even wider, perhaps a little astray, picked up by McPherson. Needs assistance and gets it through Creswell. Almost down to half forward. But Croppy, as he has a look and sizes up his options, strong mark taken at half forward by Ben Matthews. Kicked the goal in the second quarter. And has a chance now to add to that.
I think Sandy Curls tipped it at half-time. It'll be a walk in the park after half-time. We thought the Swans would drop away, and it certainly has been the case.
They dropped away. I'd take nothing away from Adelaide.
Yeah, that's true.
They've been outstanding. And that young man has booted his 2nd goal. Ben Matthews.
I know we've made excuses for the Swans, but certainly, we've gone to the list of players around their side. Very, very hard to cover blokes like your Lockett, Lewis, Stafford. Stephen Carey's pulled out of the side before the game as well, so it makes it very, very hard to cover those guys. And I think Curls did mention as well, Jason Mooney, been a great player now at Geelong. He's left their forward line as well, so they're trying very hard. Without them guys, it's very, very tough for them.
Crows by 81 points. 2 goals to Matthews, both goals coming from set shots. So very reliable kick. Fosdike in his first game. Game to remember. To the half-forward line there is Rashudo. Boy, has he got better and better and better as this game has progressed. It's been a star across half-back, running through the centre of the ground. Bassett from the half-back line. They just share the ball now to Goodwin. Pops one high. the scene. Goodwin. Played in 2 premierships with the Crows. It's one of those young players that you would think would be around for a long, long time. There's a great mark to Robrin playing in front. He spent time on the interchange bench. Robrin gets around Goods. Takes him on. Thumped away that time by Saddington. Stevens going for his 7th goal. Does well. Got his hands out onto the ball. Crouch. Tackled by Tyson Edwards. Saddington under pressure. It was a hot ball. Nix back to McPherson. Crows forward line. Tough at the ball. They tie it up. The siren sounds. Great win to the Adelaide Crows by 81 points. 23-17, 155. Sydney 11-8, 74. That man on screen, very important player, Doug.
Yeah, no doubt, Darren Jarman. Absolutely brilliant performance by him today. He kicked 3 goals, 3. Could easily have been 5 or 6. Was in the hand in probably 4 or 5 with other goals as well. Probably be fair to say in the hand in probably 10 to 12 goals. He was different between the 2 sides today. He's just brilliant down that forward line. I thought Ryan Wharf certainly tried hard. Paul Kelly, the skipper, he can hold his head up. He certainly had a go. And Wayne Swass up the half-time was the best man on the ground by a mile. And the move of putting young Burton onto him wasn't going to move by the super coach Malcolm Blight.
The pride of South Australia rings around Football Park on this Anzac Day celebration. And Neil Curley makes his way over into the Crows camp. I'm sure Malcolm Blight would be absolutely delighted with, shall we say, a return to form after last week's road trip up to Brisbane. Proved somewhat of a debacle. But let's go down to Curls now. He'd be pretty pleased too. Curls?
Yeah, thank you, Sandy. Well, Darryl, took a while to get going.
Yeah.
The whole team.
Yeah. The Sydney were very good early, and we were a bit sloppy in our skills, and Malcolm gave us a bit of a rev up at half-time, and, you know, to win like that at the end was a great boost for the club.
You came out of the forward area a bit more and worked across the half-forward line more today.
Yeah, Malcolm wanted me to run around a bit and create a bit of space, and you know, it worked well today. Hopefully I can do the same next week.
You must be happy with your form after today.
Yeah, it was good. The boys did well today, so...
Yeah, but your handling of the ball and your delivery of the ball was beautiful.
Yeah, we've been working pretty hard on it, Curl, so they'll put Adelaide next week.
Well done, son. All the best. Back to you, boys.
Yes, sets it up, doesn't it, for a big day next week with Port Adelaide taking on the Adelaide Crows. Successful today by 81 points. Adelaide 23-17. 155, Sydney 11-8, 74.
Your friend cooked dinner again last night.
McDonald's Massive McMuffin, the biggest McMuffin ever.
Might a tenner giving you and a friend
the chance to win 10 out of 10 prizes.
You'll get to spend grand final week
with a Club 10 superstar.
We'll have lunch in Sydney before going to the Brownlow.
Lunch before the grand final. Then off to the big game.
And party afterwards.
Plus, you can go shopping at Mitre 10 with 10 grand to spend. There's also fantastic weekly prizes to win. Autographed by us.
Just watch Friday Night Footy on 7.
For 10 out of 10 prizes.
Hey friends, let's uncover the secret of the Pyramid. Woohoo! You can find the hand-painted Pyramid among over 100 wonderful surprises only in Kinder Surprise.
We are the Pyramid. On the run, we're having fun, cause we are the Pyramid.
And look out for the new Pyramid Play Pack with 6 Kinder Surprises inside.
They were big in the 70s.
Or you want to put the barn back together.
They're back in the 90s.
You all hated each other, really.
It's a bit heavy. They were called Strange Fruits. In the tradition of the Full Monty.
It's a message from the gods of rock and roll.
The next British invasion has arrived.
Sign this, please.
Still crazy.
Sure. To who? I need a signature for the pizzas.
All around the world, mankind is traveled by the stars. And now, with Ansett Australia, as a member of the Star Alliance network of airlines, you can travel by the stars. all around the world. Triple M's best ever driving songs. 2 CDs turbocharged with over 2 hours of great rock. We gotta get out of this place. If it's the last thing we ever do, solid rock. The best ever driving songs from Triple M. Drop the clutch and burn rubber into your favorite music store now.
See every leather lounge you ever wanted at the lowest price, or it's free at Discount Lounge Centre. The leather experts. Comfort, style, the colours, true luxury. And with our prices, with 18 months interest free, at last it can happen. Discount Lounge Centre, Ranella, Parafield and Keswick.
A teenage girl with a serious condition.
Squeeze my hands. I can't.
2 doctors with different opinions.
The operation could cure her. And it could kill her or leave her paralyzed.
An outcome that could go either way.
What am I meant to do?
It's your choice.
What would you do?
I can't answer that. It has to be your decision.
Would you do it?
Yes.
Now 2 colleagues will come to blows.
Hey, stop it! Stop it!
In an episode that will take you to the edge.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
All Saints, Tuesday on 7.
Goal third term and 1 better in the last, an 8-goal blast. 23-17, 155. Sydney, 11-8, 74. Checking the major contributors, well, Mark Stevens had a day out for the Adelaide Crows. He booted 6, Jarman booted 3, but was instrumental in a number of others. Whilst for the Sydney Swans, Paul Kelly and Michael O'Loughlin each booted 3. Tough old day at the office for Sydney, but my word, the reigning premiers just starting to flex their muscles, Douglas.
No doubt, Sandy. I mean, they're very even side, all-round side, and as I said during the call, they could certainly win 3 premierships in a row here. Here's some of the highlights of the game here. A good tackle there by the big fella Golding, who's been, you know, a good find for them, particularly with Wren out of the side and Marsh as well. Here's Nigel Smart, who spent a fair bit of the first half, well, first quarter and the first half of the second quarter on the bench. Here's McLeod on the left side of the body. Beautiful kick. Beautiful kick there across to Burton, who's given the job on the dangerous Wayne Swass, who up to half-time was the best man. He's just played on. I mean, that's unbelievable, mate. He's only 35, 40 metres out. You think he'd go back. But when you're on a roll and you're playing so well and you're
just amble around,
you just amble around, Sandy, and kick it. I mean, that was a pattern of his play today, Darren Jarman. Don't you make no mistake about that. He was just sensational. And he probably had 32 touches, and I don't reckon he wasted 1. There's a rare drop by Wayne Swass, who I thought, as I said before, was a great play in the first half. And Burton, here's a young kid, Gallagher, too. They just keep finding kids. Tyson Edwards over his shoulder. Young Gallagher, great balance, great poise, and got a great future.
Yes, a very, very good performance indeed. Big winners as we go down to the rooms. Curls.
Yeah, thanks, Andy. Well, Troy, your second game today, pegging it a bit at the end there.
Yeah, started to get a bit tired. Obviously, it's good to be back and just my second game. Probably need a few more under me, get a bit of match fitness, but it was good to get through.
Mark Stevens was a good forward for you today.
Yeah, he was fantastic. I mean, different role from him. He's been playing down at centre-half back and down at full forward today. He led strong and marked strong and he kicked accurate, so he was just on fire.
All the best, son. Back to you. How am I going? Back to you, Sandy.
You're a bit tired, you're a bit emotional, but you've been big winners, Curls. That's the main thing. Douglas.
You could be Charlie then?
Could be Harold.
Curls. He's a great man.
Votes, please. What have you done?
My votes, I gave 1 to Mark Stevens. You know, he probably had 7 or 8 kicks, kicked 6 goals, and on a quality player too, and Andrew Dunkley, so that was a great performance by him. Mark, which shoot off a half-back flank, was just outstanding. He was brilliant down there all day. And to the man who I regard as a freak, a genius, did not waste 1 of his 33 touches, kicked 3 goals, gave away 5 or 6. D. Jarman, the best on the ground by a country mile.
Let's take a break from Football Park.
My wife was at a ballet, stepped up the road, left here about 10 to 8, so I was going to be late anyway. Hit me about there. Where are you? You're late. Oh, I had an accident. Yeah, Monday morning, drove it down to Amy. You don't have to worry about getting your 3 quotes, none of that sort of stuff. They give me a cab to work and they pay for that. They keep you posted during the repair. They give you a cab back and pay for the lot. And you're on your way, you've got the lifetime guarantee to back you up if something goes wrong with the car. My wife said, it's okay, be as late as you want. She comes now.
Here's a family who wants to enhance their outdoor living area and add value to their home with a new deck and garden. And here's the Mitre 10 specialist.
40-tooth blade, the more teeth on the blade, the finer the cut. So the tooth is...
From the store that understands it's not just the low price, it's getting the right advice that really saves you money.
Oh, what's here?
The Crows 98 Premiership Collector's Plate and Club Champion glass set are now available. The individually numbered commemorative plate is truly collectible. It features MCG and player action images with game stats and scores. The 4 glasses feature 8 Club Champions in action. Phone 1-800-151-777 to order. Both quality products have scratch-proof decals and come with AFL licence certificate. Only $49.95 each. Phone 1-800-151-777 now.
She grew up with the children of the stars.
Stories of people and places.
In the Hollywood Hills and the Boulevard.
Songs that lift and soar. Sean Mullins, his debut album, Soul's Core. Triple M guaranteed.
Hi, Kat. How are you? What? Really? Oh, now you have to tell me what happened. And then he said, what?
Want a whole night's entertainment for $3? With Telstra STD, you'll pay no more than $3 a call to anywhere in Australia between 7 p.m. and midnight, Monday to Friday, all year round.
Hang on, Kat. Someone's at the door.
This isn't Christmas. This is war.
What is that?
It's a wise man with a harpoon gun. Home improvement next. Then Third Rock.
You've been out for the afternoon and just returned home. Here are the final scores at Football Park. Adelaide, big winners as they prepare for Showdown 5. 23-17, 155. Sydney, 11-8, 74.
The 1999 Coca-Cola AFL Premiership season proudly brought to you by Telstra, making life easier. The McDonald's Footy Burger, the double quarter pounder with cheese, Victoria Bitter for a hard-earned thirst, and the new Mitsubishi Magna 3.5, the next generation.
Round 5 all but over, Dougie. We will not worry about the Essendon-Collingwood game at the moment. We'll have a look at the ladder and see how it stands at the moment with the West Coast Eagles and Geelong sitting up there unbeaten. Adelaide gradually rising. And there you can see Port Adelaide right next to them with a big showdown next week. The Brisbane Lions and Essendon and Collingwood and Fremantle not included in that round because, of course, Fremantle take on Brisbane tonight, and just check your local guides for that one. Fremantle and the Brisbane Lions at Subiaco. Next round is round 6. Let's have a quick look at what we've got in store for you there. Friday night, St Kilda and Carlton. On Saturday, it's Geelong and Hawthorn, Richmond and Essendon, West Coast and the Bullies, Brisbane Lions and Melbourne. Those 2 games are at night, whilst on Sunday, the showdown, Adelaide and Port. You'd have to favour Adelaide at this stage.
I think so, like with Derby or Derby, yep. Adelaide
Collingwood and the Kangaroos. Sydney and Fremantle. Well, that's going to be a big test for Sydney. I guess the one advantage is that it is at home, Doug.
They'll win that one, Sandy. Don't worry about that.
This has been a